You need to know what surgery you're getting. A BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. Big and juicy.
Yeah.
You know who has an amazing butt? Barjo.
Oh,
Seriously. Mix embalming fluid, Michael.
Methanol. And what's to make a movie? What's the difference between a fire and a bonfire?
We thought traditionally it might have just been from the French, good fire. It is.
What? That makes sense.
I said, chob.
What the fuck is a chob?
Bitler, Gitler, Nittler, Hitler, Nittler, Stifler.
You are president.
Or are you... Oh no, it's Chancellor. I was like, who runs Germany?
Girls.
I didn't do it in time! Welcome back, for Thursday, the 11th of August, coming at you live from the Loki Studios, starring Stephanie Dixon. She's back.
She's back. She's back.
Peter Burns.
Your mic is wavy.
Peter Burns. I'm back. He's back. Gus Ronald.
Oh, there you are. Whoa, Whiplash. Love it.
And it's your boy, Nick Boy Richardson. And tonight on the show, we join a cult and get lost in play from the farthest frontier to the forgotten saga. 2 points to the person who can beat me in multiverses. That's it. That's the end.
That's it. Okay,
very
you're
good.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
And of course, I do feel like tonight's episode is going to be our best one yet.
All right.
It's the first one in a long time where we've all been in the couches all together. We did the 12-hour stream, but like, I feel like we haven't done a normal show for a while. You were sick. I was away.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. No.
That's
yeah.
a good
yeah.
point.
That is
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
Takes
you're
a while.
Again,
I got there at
back
the end, but it was
together
a good.
again.
Scotty
That's
hasn't
a good
even
one.
been here for 6-8 weeks.
Yeah.
She's somehow floppier.
Yeah, well, she had
a baby.
Motherhood has changed her.
Yeah, it does that.
She's got the little
She,
pouch.
she cares even less about things now. She's
Yep.
just like, I'm here.
You dropped that thing off for preschool. You got like 8 hours until you know, you got plenty of time.
She's hitting the rosé hard.
Oh yeah.
How is it having Scotty back?
I mean, it is an
best.
absolute joy. To get real for a second, I would say a slow depression has been creeping over me over the past 5 weeks, 6 weeks that she's been away that I didn't really notice. And as soon as she came back, it was like a fog lifted from our house.
Wow.
And she
I
just,
think that was just the Renos.
Yeah,
That was just
tile
cement
dust.
Yeah.
no, she's just perfect and she's gorgeous and she makes our lives wonderful.
Is she confused about the Renos? Is she's like, what's been going on while I've been gone?
Oh, yeah.
did-
Does she
she
love
did
the
a-
new bathroom?
She did a brief survey of the bathroom and was like, this is new. And then she was just like, and I'm back.
She's been very excited about like normal things. Like she came into the office and she was like way hypo, like zoomies,
yeah, she's been
here,
super
hyperactive. Yeah.
And I think, and you all know that Scotty is a ferocious humper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
The
Just like her Uncle Nicky.
The humps have been nonstop. Wake up in the morning, hump. Have breakfast, hump. Look over there, hump.
Lunchtime, bit of a break from a hump.
Which is
Afternoon
funny
snack, back to humping.
because post childbirth, most mothers are like, I don't want to be humped for a while.
The humping
Yeah.
is right out.
Yeah.
It's right out.
It's a non-sexual hump.
It is.
It should be specific.
It's like
How's that possible?
a build-up of joy inside her that can only be released in one way.
That's
That's the hump.
that's sex, baby.
That's the rub of it.
That dog wants to fuck.
Bye.
Bye.
She turned.
Okay.
She gave us the Hulk shoulder
she
look.
she did a coy look over her shoulder.
Well, very excited to have everyone back in the studio. It's lovely. Peter, you're very well dressed.
Good stuff.
I can't remember. I don't know who I'm dressed by.
Good
I
stuff,
think I'm gonna have a stab.
Do it.
I'm pretty sure it was Evil Spy Boy sent this in a gift package.
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff, Pete. From Gus to me.
That is good stuff.
I'm about to.
Evil Spy Boy.
It was.
That's good stuff, Evil Spy Boy.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
Thank you, Toxic Chalk and BuriBuri, for the gift in the subs. That's so nice. Angus, who are you dressed by?
I am dressed by myself, but I am wearing a Cure Cancer top that I will be wearing this Sunday because I put out a post, or we put a few posts out saying that I will be running the City to Surf this Sunday as part of Cure Cancer, but also on behalf of the team. So I'll be there repping the Back Pocket crew, putting one foot in front of another, getting all the way from the city
How long since you've done the City to Surf?
I did it every year after I moved to Sydney, and then it hasn't run for the past 3, and I have also not run for the
I
past.
was going to say, how long has it been since you moved faster
Are
than
you
2 kilometers an hour?
gonna Are you gonna like try and run the whole thing, or do like a run walk combo?
I'm doing it with my sister and brother-in-law, and we're all up for a bit of a jog. What's
this?
I don't know. It's that one where it's you're
That's running with
prioritizing.
2 champagnes in hand, if I know anything about the
Hey,
runners.
you are running as a social activity to chat and
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
doing.
exactly.
So-
Totally.
No, I'm not. I haven't run it to get a good
You're
time.
gonna be wearing a funny hat.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be dressed for aerodynamics.
I have a hat that they gave me as well. That's in
nice.
the same color and stuff. So I'm running on behalf of that and raising
Would you
money
like
for that.
some elf ears?
No.
Okay.
But thank you for offering. But yeah, so I'm doing that this Sunday and raising money for that. So I think we have a promo for it.
Oh, you want to see that?
Why not? I mean, you brought it up. I'll be doing it. And I've put a QR code. So if you're not on your phone, whip your phone out. Try that QR code technology.
Where does
It's
it take you?
fascinating. Takes you to my page that I set up, where I've been getting donations from people for the past like 3 or 4 days. But yeah, if you want to jump on there, I know we've been asking heaps from you guys in the past week or so, but it would be awesome if
Chat, let us know when you scan the QR code.
Do you get an NFT?
you don't, but you can have that little pockety of me. I'll let you take that and use that in whatever form you'd like.
We'll stay on this until chat confirms that they've scanned the QR code.
BMAC has scanned.
do. I'll just
Okay,
shout out super quickly. Ellen, Natalie B, Red
BMAC's
Herring,
lying.
Jess from GTV, Coastal City, Nick Belling, Shane, BTNano, James, Peter B. I have here, and
You?
Jay.
I said 69, but I also paid the transaction fee,
Yeah.
so it ended up being like $71.45 or something.
Yep. So Peter B, Barjo is cool, donated, and the Vega Bus as well. Thank you guys to everyone who has donated so far, smashing through all those goals, and hopefully smash a bit more of that if you guys are able to donate for Cure Cancer.
Beautiful.
That's my thing
Nice.
this weekend.
Stephanie, who are you dressed by?
I am dressed by Max Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 race car driver for the Formula One. But I also like this particular one because even though Max Verstappen, his merch is orange because orange is the national
black?
color of Holland.
Ah,
It's also kind of a McLaren orange, and it's like a pour one out for Daniel Ricciardo, who
Right,
is,
okay.
I believe, getting replaced.
It's
Also
both a
next
celebration
year.
and a funeral.
And
commiseration.
a tribute.
Also,
yeah.
isn't Red Bull?
He's not dead yet.
No, isn't Red Bull as a drink kind of orange? No one ever looks at it. It's not one you usually look at as a drink.
I'd say it's gold.
orange. It's gold
I'd
and
say
orangey.
it's goldy.
It's definitely more orange than water. So I think if, on the scale of clear water to
orange
something that is
water.
bright orange,
My
Red
hot
Bull
water service
is
needs to be-
heading towards orange more than it's
My hot water service needs to be repaired because if I have hot water, it comes out orange. So I'm going to get
Maybe
that.
it's Red
repaired.
Bull.
That sounds
Maybe
like
it's-
you've got
maybe it's
rusty
copper pipes.
And
and I'm dressed by the Florida Gators.
Hey,
Go the Gators!
How are they doing?
Hey,
no idea.
What do they play?
Basketball.
All right.
University of Florida.
of course.
Yep. Yep.
Good
I
for
like
them.
it when someone
Good
picks
for those
an
tall boys.
when someone picks an animal or a mascot relevant to their state as well. I'm sure most of them do it, but I'm sure there are a couple of like states.
Yeah, what's a Nick?
Some states wouldn't have any cool
What
animals,
are they doing in
though,
New York?
and then they're stuck with the armadillos or whatever, and they'd be like, well,
I mean, I'll have a dig at the
armadillos are pretty cool.
I'll have a dig at the AFL. We've got a few teams with some weird mascots, and we've got cool
Power?
animals.
Power? The fuck is power?
The bombers, like we have cool
Yeah, that's
animals,
sick.
and we have that's a bombing
yeah,
plane.
stealth.
or a mosquito. They often go, but we have cool. That's a mosquito is their mascot, and it's like there's the Tassie Devil. There's so
Yeah.
many cool animals in Australia.
See, my
that-
NFL
true.
team is the Carolina Panthers, and I was like, that's a good question. Are there Panthers in North Carolina? And I looked it up, and I'm like, even though it said they've received periodic reports of Black Panthers, although Black Panthers have never roamed wild in North Carolina. So I think it's just like
there you go.
because
It's some big cat farm letting loose some panthers.
they're fucking trying to get a Netflix documentary
Yeah.
going.
There's a myth that there is a panther in the Blue Mountains.
There's a myth that there's one in Victoria as well. That was
I
a
get the same one, just like
It was a
shuttling back and
mascot for a military during like World War II, and someone
People
brought
have
one
seen
and
some
it
paw
let it
prints,
loose.
probably belonging to a wild dog or something like that.
Big
and
cats.
like-
There are wild cats that like are, just,
Are there?
Yeah, that are just like big domestic cats that roam wild and.
What
they're
about the
vicious.
Queensland quokkas?
What about the quokka? Wait, you're making up a team?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Where's Rottnest? I thought that was WA. Wouldn't they be the broom quackers?
Yes, but it's like the alliteration, Peter.
But the problem is the quokka,
Yeah,
you don't
okay.
think of the quokka as like a violent animal.
Yes, but that's how they get you.
Well, it's like the Japanese cherry blossoms, which are the Japanese rugby team.
Really?
They
Yeah.
lull you into a
Rugby
false
or
sense of
football?
security, and then
Or the Springbok.
bam,
What do
Yeah,
they
the
do? They just bounce around.
they selfie you to
they're quite
death.
bouncy.
They bounce.
The Argentinian rugby team is the Pumas.
Oh, I know. My dad
Your
is
dad says
my dad is
Puma.
Argentinian, so yeah.
Puma.
A lot
yeah.
of people say Puma, but it's Puma.
Pronounce Adidas.
Puma.
The cherry blossoms are the Japanese rugby.
That's
team.
fantastic.
And they lull you in a true sense of security because I'm fairly certain they're terrible. So it's kind of like,
Oh, okay.
you know, we're here.
Not a
and-
huge sport over there, to be fair.
Yep.
they-
You got me. I can't argue with that.
I just mean it's not like we have an amazing gridiron
hockey
team
team
over
for the
here.
kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
the Japanese love baseball and they've never made the World Series.
That's true.
That's
All they need
trying.
to do is
World
they
Series.
just need to buy a state in America. Good American sports chat
sport
here.
banter.
No, good to be back. Good to be back at the show. As Gus mentioned before, we did the 12-hour stream, smashed some goals as well, which is very exciting.
Except one.
That's true. We do have one.
Very
goal
sad
remaining.
about it. Very sad about it. I feel like no one's taking me seriously. I feel like no one's taking my ideas seriously.
Well, we have all taken you seriously. It's clearly the audience who don't have any faith or money left over.
Can we please get some funding for Stephanie's film?
I think here's what I think.
You want to stop calling it Stephanie's film?
No. I very much want to tie it to you. I think
This is
that
all your fault.
all our other goals were quite clearly defined. 2 episodes of a Dungeon and Dragon one-shot DM'd by Nicrotex.
We do a show from a hot tub or hot tub substitute
Yeah,
of sorts.
we watch along with every episode of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
in a hot tub.
In a hot
Hang on.
Or a hot tub substitute.
Hey Google, what's a good hot tub substitute?
That's a good name for an album.
Nothing. It's just hot tubs.
I thought
just hot tub.
I thought we already decided
pool.
it was going to be a ball pit.
Well, that was what I was insinuating.
yeah.
By a hot tub.
Yeah.
But I think for you, I think it's because you've just said Steph's feature film, which is kind of like
Short
walking into
film.
HBO
Short
and going,
film.
okay,
It says
sure,
feature.
It says feature there, but we can do short. It's like walking into HBO and like, cough up, I want to make a movie.
What's it about?
Yeah,
Movie.
if you could just give
Movies.
us like a top line. Images,
What's your elevator pitch?
yeah.
It's set in an elevator.
Are you saying
That orange
I have to create a pitch deck for my film?
No, a one-liner. Give us your line to
elevator
get your
pitch.
foot in the door. We're sitting there.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
I said it on the day. It was going to be like there's a crazy
I ain't got
event
time
that
for this.
happens. All
Go
of the
close.
back pocket crew get caught up in some kind of caper, and we have to work together to solve the caper.
This is a Muppet caper.
Yeah.
And-
Anyone who says caper this much.
And at the end, we're all best friends.
Wait, we're not best friends at the start?
Well, there'll be a moment of discord
We can't
On
decide.
Discord?
Oh.
that splits us all apart.
We can't decide
But
what
brings
kind
us
of...
together via voice
But also,
communication?
now I've just ruined the plot of the whole film, and no one's
Yeah, that
The
was like
ending's still there,
a
but we
modern
can't
film
decide
trailer.
we can't decide on what caper we want to go on. That divides us.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to heist a bunch of M&Ms. He wants to get another box of Boost Bars.
And I say it's good stuff, guys, all around. I'm just supportive. That's why I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'm seeing like a kind of a two hands kind of bank robbery scenario.
Fuck yeah.
Things go awry.
Someone buries me
hands.
on the beach and can't find me.
But then you just get out like easily and run away. What was that in recently that happened? We buried someone
It was in As Dusk Falls.
as dusk
Yeah.
falls. That's
He buried someone up to their neck and he got out of the
and
hole
he was like,
and ran
please,
off.
please don't kill me. And then as soon as we turned our back, he just
Ran off.
Oh,
Little
never
fucker.
tried that. Buried up to your neck if you can get out.
It depends if you're buried
Try
down
that.
this way.
Holy
or-
shit.
It-
Change the goal. At $35,000, we will bury Gus up to his neck.
Yes, and
Put a
see if
camera
he
on
can
him
get
for
out.
24 hours,
Actually,
and we'll come back
at low
after 24
tide. So
hours.
there's a timer.
It depends if you bury him straight down or if he's lying
Straight
flat.
down.
Oh, okay. Was my head down? Because if it's just my feet, he's
No, your head's up.
No, but you're standing in a hole.
I feel like I could get out
Yeah.
of that.
Oh my god,
I don't think
guys,
so.
Yes.
guys, that is so worth $35,000. Come on, even the chance to dig a hole,
I'll let everyone do it.
like
So-
man,
Yeah. Like man.
we used to be a country. We used to make things.
We used to
like
dig holes.
Yeah.
To dig holes.
Okay, good. Are we done with this ridiculous conversation?
Yes,
You mean
but
Steph's film
I
pitch?
would say to be continued.
Which will be the end of the short film. I wanted to bring up what we're wearing, and we're all dressed rather lovely because I think that the community would also like to wear something. And there is a certain subset of the community, we call them the wear back
Babies?
and above, who will get something to wear. Gus, can you tell the fine people what they have earned themselves?
I mean, I could, but I mean, I designed
You're
it.
a
but
shower, not a teller,
I'm a
aren't you?
shower, not a teller, and you guys could tell us where this came from, because I was there when this happened.
You were or you weren't?
Well, I
He wasn't there for the chobelisk.
but
there
it
it
can
is.
be now.
But, and you can wear your pride of being there for the Chobelisk moment or going back and watching the VOD as well, because this is the latest design, which is the Chob or the Chobelisk, which is an obelisk made of cheese. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think why anyone would make that up. It's a pretty straightforward answer to a question.
Praise Chob. Praise Chob.
Praise
Chob
Chob.
indeed.
Chob. I mean, Will kindly put that reference in the intro as well. What is a chob?
That's right.
You exclaimed as the character in, what was it called?
The ship-shaping...
Shape-shifting detective. Well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
The
ship-shape...
ship-shaped detective.
I forgot how ridiculous
On a caper
the line
again.
was in the way she delivered it as well. I said Chob.
Excellent. Yeah.
I said I didn't say job. I said Chob.
Will placing it there in the intro. It's Chekhov's Chob.
Ah,
We paid it off already.
Chekhov's Chobelisk.
Chobelisk.
That's
So-
a real.
Chekhov's
That's
Chobelisk.
that's a warm up before going on camera. But yeah, if you have a look at the design, we've done a cheeky little one that's a little Chobelisk on a cheese board with a little card there to tell you what it is. But it's a nice subtle design this
Yeah,
this
and
month.
Gus has
or
been
this time.
aching to do it. I have never, ever, ever, and this is like, you know me, you know I love a bold print. You know I love a 90s throwback graphic tee.
Sure do.
Yes.
You have a shirt with Celine Dion's face larger than your own.
Fucking do. God bless that woman.
A giant face.
I've never heard anyone talk more about a picture on the pocket square than you.
I
do
know.
like-
And
finally got your
and
dream.
you
You love a
finally got
little
your
breast
dream,
design.
and it's a stick of cheese that looks like a penis.
Yeah, it's because if you are more than 3 feet away from the person wearing the shirt, it's like cheese stick.
Cheese stick. Cheese stick. There it is, guys. The
Yeah.
cheese stick. No, I think sometimes the full design is just a little too garish. But that's my opinion.
It's your own design.
This is
You made it.
No, and so I think going with just a little breast pocket thing, just the subtle one. It's an in joke. That is what we like to do with the wear back.
And dare I say, a conversation starter.
Oh yes, much like a cheese board. I mean, what type is this? You know, that's a Chobelisk. Clearly, Cheesely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice little subtle design there. So show your pride for cheese obelisks by wearing a Chobelisk t-shirt.
Matty G says, can't wait to see Pockety deep throat a chob on the OnlyFans.
Wow.
Oh
Bro,
man,
I didn't
gonna happen.
think about that.
Someone's going to draw it. Fourth Reaper, you have your mission. Okay, good. Speaking of missions, should we move on with ours, which is to talk about video games for about an hour and a half?
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to a little someone I like to call BuriBuri, who brings this segment I like to call Just Saying What You've Been.
Playing.
Presented by BuriBuri, everyone's favorite lawyer. Except for Saul. I would say Saul, and then Tom Cruise in The Firm, and then Lionel Hutz.
Jim Carrey from Liar Liar.
Jim Carrey from Liar Liar is a great lawyer.
The pen is blue.
Oh, what about The Good Wife?
Fuck. And, Yep. And
Danny Crane.
The Good Fight. In fact, that entire legal team, which is it's like 60 people.
Is
Will from The Good Fight.
And Will from Will and Grace.
that's
he also a lawyer?
He's a
yes,
lawyer.
he's a lawyer.
Of course, that's like the opposite
Matthew
of a hippie.
McConaughey in A Time to Kill.
Oh, that's good too.
That's a great lawyer.
That's what I've
great
seen.
lawyer.
Or is he the assistant to the lawyer? I feel like they're a
Laura
team.
adjacent.
Is Laura adjacent?
Tom Cruise
Phoenix-
is A Few Good Men.
That's
That's a good. No, mine was The
Right.
Firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
more Tom
double
Cruise.
Tom.
Yep.
Tom all day.
Ozzy Manny says Phoenix Wright. Someone said
Jag. The Good Witch from Jag.
The To Kill a Mockingbird.
Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch. There you
Finch.
go.
What a
There
lawyer.
you go.
We've got Matt Murdock says Simon Vinn as well.
Matthew McConaughey in The Lincoln Lawyer. Double Matthew McConaughey's.
Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde.
Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde 2.
And a bunch of others. Matt Murdock, who I already said, but he deserves to be on there twice because he's also a superhero who manages to
Did you
get
watch
a law degree.
Daredevil?
The series?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a great fight scene in it. That whole way
First
along.
two series.
Yeah, I watched that fight.
Great.
Scene. That's what I watched.
He's back in a big way. That actor, that character, it's all
Yeah.
coming back.
Audience
That
loved it.
character's
Little
back in a
Bill.
big way. I've never seen that actor in anything else.
He was in. Why did someone say
Spider-Man.
Someone told me he was in Mighty. No, someone said Mighty Ducks, but that's the friend.
That's Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, that's Emilio Estevez.
That's what I always get
Emilio
confused.
Estevez.
Who is probably
Quack.
not a lawyer?
Oh.
Was he an ex?
No, but his brother
Yep.
Needed a lawyer.
Stardust.
needs
Everyone's,
lawyers,
everyone's yelling
yeah.
Stardust.
and Stardust
Stardust. He's in Stardust.
and Perry Mason. So all those lawyers, and then BuriBuri.
Pretty good standing still on that list.
Yeah, you're
mean-
like in the top 100.
Yeah,
They're all fictional.
like and everyone mentioned is A, fictional, and B, famous across the world. So then you are the first not famous across the world, as far as we know, lawyer BuriBuri. Besides Jake McCoy from Law and Order. So Jake McCoy from Law and Order.
You're better than Rudy Giuliani.
Far
much better than
superior to
Rudy
Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, BuriBuri, for sponsoring this segment. Okay, let's talk about some video games. Let's start it off with a game that you and I have been playing, and later on the show we're going
He
to
pointed at me, everyone.
I did. I pointed at Gus. And later on in the show, we're going to be talking to the devs. Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb.
Yes.
Is the video game that I want to start talking about. Now, I did talk about this a couple of months ago. The top line pitch of this game is it is a village management sim a la Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley style thing, mashed together with a run-based roguelike action game. You are a small lamb that comes across a sort of Cthulhu-esque style god who says, if you help free me, I'll make all your dreams come
After
true.
it saves you from being sacrificed.
Yes,
At the
yeah.
very start.
Yeah,
so
you're
you're a
being
lamb
sacrificed.
Yeah.
being sacrificed.
Or resurrect.
You're a lamb to the slaughter,
Oh.
as it were.
And then you become
Oh.
the slaughter by the
Holy
lamb.
shit, it all makes sense.
Yeah, that's why they
And in order to resurrect this ancient god, you have to create a cult.
Yes, and so you get to create your very own cult filled with other small animals. You run your cult in the village sim side, where you need to do things to help raise their faith level in you and keep them fed and sheltered and happy and content, while also sacrificing them for your dark whims. And then you go off and do these sort of dungeon runs on
Procedurally generated.
procedurally generated
node
levels.
kind of like-
To defeat the old gods, to unleash the beast that saved you ultimately. And I will say, I am having a bit of difficulty with this game, not playing it, but Elden Ring was my clear game of the year. And this game is actually smashing up against Elden Ring as being the game that I've had the most fun with. I cannot put down. I cannot stop thinking about. I fucking love this game so much.
Language, Nicholas.
It is slick,
fucking
isn't
adores
it?
it.
Like,
It
it's
is.
just there's. You know when you come across a game and it is just like a complete package and you can tell they've thought about every detail from start to finish and it feels like a whole package? This feels like that.
I totally like every little element is refined and optimized in a way where what you've basically put together are two what can be very big time-consuming genres of games, and managed to streamline them, give them enough depth, in my opinion, to make them both compelling, but not so much to do that it becomes overwhelming.
Totally.
That you can bounce between the two. And I get in a loop where I spend half an hour in my village, half an hour doing runs, half an hour in my village, half an hour doing runs, and suddenly 2 hours have gone by. It's ridiculous. I've put I'm at my play time's like 20 hours now, and I have the final boss to beat, and then I'm done.
It's a balance between those two game modes that's so wonderful, because I'm with you. I really love this game. I haven't had enough time with it thus far, but I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with it. And a big part of that is that I do love roguelikes and dungeon crawlers, and I love little village builders and little cute hub worlds that I have an impact on. And this is both those things, as you said, perfectly spaced out at this stage of me playing it to feel like there's just enough to do in one area, and when I'm just starting to feel a little on the side of, all right, I've done everything I can do here, I get to charge off and hack and slash my way through there. And just when the hack and slash starts to feel a little bit like, okay, I've done enough little rooms here, I'm ready. Oh, it's a boss, and I'm right back.
Anticipates the moment when you're going to be done with
really well. Like, it's just, in terms of how they've spaced this out, the dungeon runs are, like, I haven't managed, I've been 6 to 10 minutes every time I've done one, which I think is just this sweet spot for it.
Yeah, nice.
I feel like you're so right in that it is. They're two very addictive genres in and of themselves. I went into this actually not knowing anything about it, so I just assumed it was just a run-based roguelike, and so I was just, going around and mashing stuff. And then as soon as I started kind of creating the village and I had to feed people, I was like, oh, I see what this is. And then I was like, oh no, I'm going to spend a lot of time here.
we were making comparisons earlier to the last one of these we played that we really loved, Nick and I, which was Hades. And a big part of that was coming back in between the runs to a great hub area that had a lot of story, but didn't have a lot of progress. Like, it took a long time before you saw any real change in there. And it was all very cryptic, and it was all kind of like, did I miss something? I'm just going to go on another run. And I love that game, but I probably didn't love that part of it as much.
You don't have that connection to building something and making you feel like you're having a real effect on creating something.
Plus, occasionally it would just be too cryptic for me, and I'd be like, did anything change? No? Okay, another run. We're here. Every time you come back, there is something to do, and that scratches so many of my itches, which is a weird way to put it. But yeah, it's like such a nicer way to feel between runs.
I totally agree with that Hades, adore Hades. Like, I think it was my game of the year that year. Like, it's phenomenal. But when you come back, it is just about story. There's not a lot of story in this game as such. Like, there are some fun characters and little side characters in different areas and stuff, but it's not nearly the level of characterization in something like Hades. But you're right. The things that you can do when you come back was what I wanted from Hades. I kind of wanted a little more ownership around the area that I was coming back to. So this to me scratches that itch. It's got a ton of systems in it. It's got a stack of things. But what I think it does really elegantly is every time it introduces a new system, what that thing does, there's only a few meters really that you need to fill. It's like hunger and faith are the two main things that you need to fill. So all these systems are basically upgrades or alternate ways in which to fill those two bars. And health is the third one, I guess. It's not like you suddenly learn, there's 30 different things I need to manage and balance. It's more, there's 3 things I need to manage and balance and 30 different ways in which I can do that. So it doesn't particularly feel overwhelming every time it's like, you've unlocked a new building that you can start using to craft resources or do X, Y, and Z, because it's like, this is now a more efficient way of doing it. And really, with the town-based stuff, like with your village, your cult, it's actually about how can I get this thing relatively self-sustaining? Because every time you go out on a run, the cult is still operating in real time back at base. So if you're not there to cook for them, they start getting hungry. And if, like, sometimes a dissenter will appear, like one of them will be like, I've decided to stop believing in you, and will start wandering around and talking shit about you to all the other little fucking goats and shit. You need to come back and put that motherfucker in prison. You can eat him. You can totally eat him. You can kill him, and you can pick a perk that gets your cult excited that you killed someone because they believe it's the ultimate sacrifice, and you can pick a perk that makes them excited to eat the person. Nice. So sometimes you can have old characters in your cult that will die of old age. They'll fall over in the middle of the screen and cark it, and then all the other cult members will run around them and start just like staring at them because it's like,
dinner time.
We're gonna feast tonight, which is so fucked up. Because it's so cute. Yeah. But it's also really cute because I'm like, did little hungry goat.
And they're all animals. You gotta eat them.
I have to call out the art and the music together. I find is just amazing, and sort of speaking to that overall polish and everything, feeling like it's a part of a whole, like it's a whole design that feels really cohesive.
Yeah.
The art is amazing. That kind of juxtaposition of the cool culty kind of occult symbolism and everything to it is great, but also just the character design is cool, the color palette is amazing, and then the music is really kind of sophisticated and beautiful and haunting.
I've been listening to it on Spotify while I work. Have you? I love it. There's something about, I don't know if it needs to come up like you cult.
That's why all
chill.
your that's why your title cards lately have had like a dark edge to them.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
moody
But the
scene.
music's not dark. It has these little cute.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
it's
Like-
got that kind of like demented coral haunted aspect.
But they
to
have
it.
these little light sort of animal squeaky blah, 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 through it all. And it's just, I don't know what it is. It's cult core music or something, but it's like catchy AF. And I'm just like,
Cult-core.
I love that. And
I
you're
love
right.
that. That's
The
what
art
I'm-
style, and also just like we mentioned it with, I can't remember which game a while back, but that term, was it Ben Brode that was talking about like juicy in terms of how you design
He says
the UI?
juicy a lot, and then he goes,
There you go. Well, it's the way that it was talking about Hearthstone originally, that
Yeah.
like everything
yeah.
in the UI, every button,
sound design
every
being
click-
juicy.
Yeah.
Well, it's sound design, but it's also like icons need to like pulse every time you scroll over them. Everything does a little. Whoop,
yeah,
whoop, whoop.
yeah.
Everything has a bit of design to it that feels satisfying.
and feeds into the overall.
When you
design again.
change the game's resolution, it goes and you go up resolution, it goes boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
and back down. I've
they've
never
thought
heard
about
that changing a
all those
resolution.
touches,
And
yeah.
I'm like, if that's in that, it's in
That's cool.
everything else, and that is such a level of polish.
That's
And
the equivalent of like finding the rope physics in The Last of Us 2, but like in this genre.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And the things that where for me that really stands out is when you do the rituals in the temple in your church, and you could pick from, I think it's like 12 or 16 different rituals that you can perform, and each one has like all your little cute little cult members come in, and then it's like, okay, I want to perform the brainwash ritual where all of you are going to have your faith locked at the highest possible level for 3 days. And so you float in the air as the sort of like cult leader at the pulpit, and then you land back down, you walk in the middle of the circle, and all of them flip their hoods up and put on their cute little hoods, and then you begin rising in front of them. You toss out a bunch of mushrooms to all of them. They all start eating the mushrooms, and the music and everything is just the normal sort of like, oh, and then it starts getting warped and twisted, and all of the eyes start like bleeding red, and everything gets weird and wavy, and all the
Amazing.
sound effects become like warped as everyone gets fucking high on mushrooms for 3 days, and all think that you're the best. and then they all walk outside because they upgraded it in a certain different path, and then with the chance of 50% of them are sick after you perform that. So they all walked outside, and then they go,
That was awesome.
yeah, this game, I put it on Twitter yesterday. This is like, if someone said to me, you need to make a video game, I think that this is where my game would end up with a lot of help from people who know what they're doing. This is exactly all the things that I love being scratched when I play games.
The other thing that, I mean, Steph, you mentioned it like this, and I was going to save this to chat to the devs, but it's not a question, it's just a compliment, which is that I love that when you said it's a contained package, there is something about this game for me that feels, maybe it is the art style and the angle and the way everything looks like it's in a little diorama, but it feels like it is all there for me in one little game. Like I've got my town, I've got my runs, I've got the island, and the way the map bleeds off to black on each side, it feels just contained in a way that I really enjoy picking up. I'm gonna play this like crazy on the Switch.
I
It just
know
feels
what
like
you mean.
this is all that's there, and there is so much of it. It doesn't feel
little,
like
these little areas that kind of with the kind of shadow around the edge kind of make you feel like what's the opposite of like, you know, when you're playing a Stardew Valley or whatever, and it kind of just bleeds off into, you kind of get this sense of like it goes on forever.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has that games that kind of overwhelm, even subconsciously do an element of like, oh, there's so much here I'm probably missing.
So-
It's like I'm getting everything this game wants me
it
to
kind
be
of
getting
minimizes
right now
it
in
into
this
a
little like.
digestible.
Totally, it's like I'll do a little
Serving.
dungeon. Here's
Yeah.
even the fact that my area that's the hub that I'm turning into my little cult HQ is quite small, and it's not some huge area that I go, oh, I run off screen 6 times and go, where am I now? Or feel overwhelmed, I guess.
I actually have a question for the devs around that,
Right.
because I found exactly the same thing as well.
I have a couple of questions just because I'm not very far into it. I started playing this on medium difficulty, which is fine, easy at the start.
I think it's
but
the default as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it gets significantly harder as you progress. What is the difficulty like towards the end? And also, what is the kind of roguelike element of this? What kind of progress do you lose? What happens when you
So
and-
the difficulty scales pretty well. Like you are powering up at roughly the same level. I have not found a huge amount of roadblocks. Like I could turn this up 1 or 2 notches to really get the challenge, but I actually feel like I'm not looking. It's the right amount of friction for me. I'm not looking to get my ass kicked when I go on a run. I want to feel challenged but get through it.
And a lot of these room-based dungeon crawlers are just about adding more. It's not about usually just making it like harder. It's just there's more to juggle often. I find in the later stages that
Speaking of cults, apparently we should be joining the Jesse cult.
Hey,
Who did Will
Rated
join
by
the
him.
Jesse cult?
Yeah,
because it was
playing
Jess.
this earlier and she
Playing
started
this
a Jesse cult. Very
Thank
clever.
you very much, Jess.
Love that.
Quick, sacrifice someone.
Scotty.
Don't you fucking dare.
Oh, God. I said
Okay.
the wrong thing. I should have said Pete, and she would have been
Yeah,
fine.
we totally right.
Thank you very much, Jess, for the raid. My goodness. Hope you guys were enjoying the game that we're talking about right now. So the difficulty scales really well. And then in terms of the runs, if you die, you lose a percentage of the goodies that you get on there, like the materials and resources that because there's wood and stone and stuff that you get inherently as you make it through each room.
Okay.
So you lose a percentage, but you don't lose all of it. And then there's a boss fight at the end of each one. You need to beat 3 different bosses to unlock the mega boss in that level. You defeat that, and then you can choose to do an optional further run within there to unlock some other stuff.
So at no point do you lose any of the perks, like the cards that you pick up, or,
No.
or the stuff that you've built in your village.
You lose them in terms of you have to pick them up again in the next run. You don't carry the ones from the last run, but you don't need to unlock them again. Once you unlock them, these cards are in a deck that when you pick up a card in the dungeon, it is the deck of possibility that you can draw from now has that card in it.
Got
You start fresh each one. You pick up a new weapon and a new
That's cool because that forces
spell.
you into different play styles as well if you're
Yeah.
not doing the same thing each run.
And that's the weapon randomization at the start
Yes.
as well, which I think plays big into that because
The one knock I was just going to say against the combat, which I think works really well for me, I wish there was a little more variety in weapon design. A lot of it is just either fast dagger slash thing or big, slow, heavy hammer. And that's about it. And I think a lot of that might be the fact that you also have a spell, so I guess that's your magic stuff.
I was going to ask about the spell because I've only played the demo. Does the spell evolve at all? Can you swap it out, or is it just
can
that
swap
ranged
it out.
attack?
It's literally like a second attack, like
Yep.
a weapon. So you'll get the one at the start. You'll get a spell and a weapon. And sometimes you might get a spell that I found one I hated, which was the black blob. It's like
the
an
tar
AoE
thing.
around you tar. Versus the other one does there's a pushback everyone attack, which is fantastic. And so it's I had that and eventually got to a vendor.
There's
It was
some-
I can
there's some-
change this one out.
And it's not really that, but bullet hell style things. There are some boss fights that are a little bit bullet
Yeah,
hell.
they start to throw that stuff at you, and so the spells. I'm not sure if there's probably perks later on that because there are things you get in the hub world that increase your chances of getting vampiric weapons and things like that.
Yep.
So it adds chances of getting better weapons at the start or better weapons from the vendor.
And are they
halfway
just?
through.
That's just there's an axe and there's a sword and stuff, but that might be imbued with a.
That's what I mean.
special
Yeah.
ability.
So the more you
it's
play,
not like a new weapon. It's a weapon with
yes,
that.
with a perk on it. Stuff.
the Lightning says the attack swings and styles. There's only I think sort of maybe 3 or 4 kind of weapon attacks.
Yeah.
That feels like
Yeah, okay.
And the and then the best perk with the spell one is there's one that every time you enter a combat room, it refills your basically mana, your fervor, to full. So basically you could walk in every time and smash 5 spells in every room, and that's God run level for me every time. It's
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, there's a lot in there. And then the final thing I'll say about it is that after 18 hours, I am still finding new things appear in dungeons in terms of a new character will appear to be oh, here's a challenge for you, or here's come visit me at this part of the island later on for X, Y, and Z. And I think that's also the key for any run-based game of going, just when you think you've seen it all, then it drops a new thing, a new little bit. So yeah, I'm so enamored with this game, and I'm thrilled.
awesome.
I'm just so thrilled. It was great.
very cool.
So I can't wait to play more, even though I'm nearly done, and then I'll be sad. Gus, you've been playing another run-based game.
I have, yeah. If you get
Gus, you've been sad.
I have, yeah.
Going on 36 years.
If you, if and when you finish Cult of the Lamb and want to play another great roguelike sort of dungeon crawler-esque thing, I, over on GTV on Tuesday, got a chance to play The Forgotten Saga, which is the latest expansion for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This is, came out of the blue. Essentially, it is, I believe, it's a free addition to AC Valhalla. I don't think you need to have the Dawn of Ragnarok expansion, which was the latest thing they came out with. So the previous expansions were Siege of Paris and Wrath of the Druids, which were all realistic in the sense that they took place with Ivor in the real world, whereas the latest expansion for AC was all based around Norse mythology. You played as, I talked about it in the show, you played as Odin and you ran around Svartalheim fighting Muspels and Jotunheims.
It was
and-
Norse mythology as opposed to
Yeah.
living in the era of
when you
Vikings
didn't-
raiding England.
Yeah, I was emphasizing just it was gone hard on Norse mythology, everything in there, and it was great. It was a cool expansion. It looked really interesting and pretty, and played with some really fun different sort of mechanics and play styles, I think. And so then what they've come out with now, essentially Ubisoft have done what they did with Far Cry 6 by making this sort of more focused linear dungeon crawler, which you head back into Witchelheim. Which one was this one? Niflheim.
One of the Heims.
Niflheim.
Niflheim.
Which is hell.
Witchelheim.
Witchelheim. You head into hell and you are basically going through the circles of their version of hell. You are going down through the realms and you are heading in with a random set of weapons, no gear, and you take Ivor/Harvey/Odin on this adventure.
Harvey?
Well, Harvey. Remember last time we got these?
That's a
Harvey's a
Ragnarok thing.
nickname
That's
for Odin.
right.
H-A-V-I.
That's right.
Which is how they refer to you, which is quite confusing. But essentially, while it still feels like this,
I cannot keep up.
Well, I guess it was kind of their way of not wanting to kind of mix the storyline, the Eivor storyline, with the kind of the mythology stuff. They were like, oh, it's kind of like you're the embodiment of Odin in a way.
but now you're Harvey.
Now you're hard.
Confusing. Add another name. Well, you go into this the same way. You're Ivor, you drink a tea, and you go on a sort of spiritual journey. But as I mentioned, it's essentially, while it is, I don't think it's not procedurally generated in terms of the layout, but you are moving through these zones that essentially, when you look at the minimap, they are just nodes. Again, you are starting on one area, and you can go left or right to go to a health pickup or to an armor pickup.
Of the existing map?
No, of this dungeon crawler
dungeon
map.
map.
Okay, right.
So the beginning of it is you were on these sort of floating ice rocks fighting Jotunheim, and you move through this stage, getting pickups, taking on these little sort of little contained conflicts. And once you move through one of them, that bit of a miss there. You head over a bridge that'll break behind you. There's no backtracking, and you then move on to the next one. And once you do enough of them, you hit a boss, and then you move into a new realm. A la going through dungeons and finishing a bunch of rooms and having a boss fight at the end of them. And you get pickups along the way, and you can kind of choose your playstyle based around what you get after finishing each of these little conflicts.
Literally all the same mechanics you were just describing.
Pretty much,
yeah.
Yeah, which is weird to be doing in Assassin's Creed, but it works really, really well. I got totally absorbed into this. I think a big part of it for me was that I find Assassin's Creed, or where it's sort of wound up, quite overwhelming, and there's a lot of choice, and there's so much story, there's so much gear, there's all these different play styles, whereas here it strips all that back and starts you off again with doing runs, and so you are limited to what you pick up or what you can choose from, and I find that really refreshing in Assassin's Creed in general, or for Valhalla.
I think that's so clever. I think, Ubisoft has gotten to a point where they have created these huge franchises that are so popular. I feel like they almost feel swamped by the need to provide so much content for fans, because they just cannot get enough Assassin's Creed. But there are only so many giant Assassin's Creed games you can make, and they're constantly making them. So finding new ways to iterate on the existing game in this way is so clever, and such a cool kind of free thing to add onto what people have already invested in.
It is cool. I don't know how clever it is, though, when you think about the idea that they've built this giant game with all these mechanics, and then they added DLC to that with extra story. And then finally, at the end of it, they've this roundabout way to get to the idea of, we'll just use all of that and make a dungeon crawler that feels good, because I like dungeon crawlers, and it's made me now enjoy the mechanics of Assassin's Creed.
Is that not a win for you and for gamers?
It is a win, but it's just, again, I wasn't saying a negative. It's just a roundabout way to get to that end result.
I don't think that is the end result. It's more just like, here, what else can we make with the tools that we have?
Yeah.
to play with
Yeah.
this,
And in that sense, it
world.
feels it's great because there's a lot of play styles and things that I kind of sleep on when I play Assassin's Creed.
They could make an Assassin's Creed dating sim with this if they wanted to.
They should.
I mean,
Really good.
like it is. Most devs don't have the resources to be
Yeah.
like, because you could go. Nearly every developer could be like, well, we built our game, and now let's build
We're
another
using the
game
assets,
using
yeah.
this
Using
game.
everything we have.
And it's like that's just not financially viable unless you sold 4 bajillion copies of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Because fuck, Steph. Yes, make a dating game. Valhalla, 100% would be
Yeah.
a great idea.
It's definitely like part of what. I mean, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has essentially been a live service game, and we
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
the Assassin's Creed Infinity
Infinity, I think. Yeah.
that is going to be revealed soon. We think there's
Going
like
down that path,
some Assassin's Creedy celebration happening at the moment. So, expecting to hear more about it soon, but will probably be a very serious live service thing.
Yeah.
And to see what they've done with Valhalla is a really promising step in the right directions for what a live service Assassin's Creed is going to look like.
Yeah.
Because it should, like Destiny, have things for people to do, and they don't have to engage with everything, but there's something in the game for them.
Well, there's people in the chat saying that they burnt out on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or they just never got through all the amount of content that was there. And I'd say this is a really good solution to that, and a really fun thing to play that, it has with it all the things that make dungeon running or roguelites fun, which is just an idea if you can wrap your head around everything. The skill tree in AC Valhalla is stupidly large.
I know.
Whereas here, it all resets because
Yeah.
you're running from the beginning, and it's still big, but by the standards of the actual skill tree in the game, it's all, I can wrap my head around it, and I can see where my progress is. The hub
Totally.
zone is like totally this small little area with just a blacksmith and somewhere to hang your fancy coats, and
It feels like this could have been Ubisoft's first game that turns into.
correct. Yeah. And I love that.
I loved that, like, because I didn't get through Valhalla, but I jumped back into Ragnarok, and yeah, it basically just unlocked all of the like top tier skills for me, so that I could start fresh, but at my new base level, and it was awesome. Just being able to like suddenly be at end game and then have more game to get on with. It was so great, and I think it's so clever. I think the idea of burning out on them is so common to people who play a lot of video games, which all of us do. But for most people who are big fans of this franchise, it's like this and everything that this can give them all year.
I'm really keen to see what Infinity is.
Totally.
It's either going to be like
The coolest thing ever made, or
it'll be
a flop.
it'll be the one thing that could do what Destiny does, because no one else can do what everyone tries. No one has succeeded in creating the thing that Destiny is,
Yeah.
or it will crash and burn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to your point about the abilities and things, I would still say there's so much that you can't equip all of those amazing abilities when you're playing single player, story based. You get distracted by things. Here, they rotate out. So I was using those
great.
special abilities that I'd never played in the main game,
and
because
then a run resets and
run resets, and
Yeah.
you get a new one. You go, I've never experienced this one. And then the final thing I'll say about it that I've missed in Assassin's Creed games is the stealth. And this has an emphasis on stealth or takedowns because you have to, because it's a roguelite, which means you need to be cautious about your health, and you need to make sure you aren't taking hits and just eating berries to regen.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you have enough health to make to the next run, to get to the next node. So stealth comes back in a big way that I didn't feel it was there as much for me in Valhalla, particularly not in the Ragnarok expansion. I mean, it's a game where you literally would turn up in a boat screaming at people going, we're here. It's
Yeah.
like it lost.
Yeah.
Stealthing isn't really the assassin-y way. I think because of the fact that the games were getting so sort of iterative and kind of spawning into different genres, they had to follow more
totally.
of a traditional open world RPG
Yeah.
vibe. But this is such a great way if they've managed to bring that back in this format. That's awesome.
And doing that as Vikings was refreshing, but it is now nice to go back to a thing where I go, okay, I have to ping an area, see that there's 8 enemies, and I've got 20 health left. How am I going to do this? It's a puzzle again. It's stealthing again, and it's the thing I really like about Assassin's Creed. So yeah, this is cool. This is really, really fun.
cool. The two other things to wrap me up that I've been playing this week. Have not been playing a lot of this one. 2 Point Campus I started checking out,
cool. Yeah.
which I was excited about launching. I kind of always like the idea of these games, and then like 70% of the time I fall off them because I I kind of want to get to 3/4 of the way through the functioning sim town that I'm building. I don't want to do a lot of the like heavy lifting of getting this whole thing started. But I've been seeing a lot of rave reviews for 2 Point Campus, which is from the same devs as 2 Point Hospital.
Which were spiritual successors from Bullfrog, I think, weren't they? Or there was some tie to Bullfrog and theme park and all that other stuff.
Yeah. It was something.
I feel like
think,
was the.
I think it was the same devs splintered off and made a new team or something.
Yeah, it
Something
definitely
like
looks old.
Yeah. But the idea is that you're running a college in the States, a university. You start off running a very small community.
Go Gators.
Campus. Go Gators.
Oh, yeah.
You start off running a small community college and then upgrade to bigger and bigger universities. It's got a fun tongue-in-cheek thing, not so far as the sort of what was the one I played last year? The Evil Genius?
Oh, yeah.
2? Evil Genius 2?
Yeah, it's
Right?
like
Yeah,
a
you're
lair
running-
and a
the
volcano
lair,
and all that sort of stuff.
which is way more wacky, whereas this sort of straddles the line a little bit more. But super intuitive. I've barely tipped my toe into it, but I am enjoying what I've played so far.
As Dahlia says, it's on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, which is
right.
a big win for it. And I've just been seeing a ton of really great reviews for it. I knew I would enjoy it when I was doing actually this exact mission. And the first thing you need to do is build a science lair. Science
Lab.
Science
Evil genius. He's evil.
and and you needed to hire a teacher for it.
Yeah.
And the teacher that came up for me was Naomi Tootsweet. She was the science teacher, and it has a little like resume for her. She's going to cost me $4,200 to recruit. She has a 70% teaching skill in scientography. And her references. She has poor personal hygiene, which is a bit of a shame. Because she drops litter a lot. She, however, does have an iron bladder, so her toilet comfort decreases slower than most. And I was like, okay, so all this is information that I can use in some way. Like, okay, you don't need to go to the bathroom as much, but I probably will need to clean your room a little bit more. Blah blah blah. And then the final thing on her reference, it just says, "She's a dirty snake."
Snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, that got personal, didn't it, Naomi? What did you do?
Interesting.
Wow.
Naomi fucked the dean. So as
And
soon as
gave him an STD.
She gave him a
him
chitty
STD.
chitty bang bang. The old toot sweeter.
Toots.
what?
Isn't toot sweets from chitty chitty bang bang?
I don't
right?
know.
Toot sweets?
Isn't that just a word?
But the song that Dick Van Dyke, well, maybe was it Dick Van Dyke in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Toot.
It's been a long time since
Yeah,
I've seen that movie.
but Toot
Peter.
Sweets, it's a song, the eatable tweetable thing.
Yes, toot sweets.
Toot
Chitty chitty
sweets,
bang bang.
toot
Chitty
Oh, yeah.
my God,
I
I'm
haven't.
God.
That just.
Come on.
No, I just didn't know that.
Was
you
it?
know,
That wasn't Dick Van Dyke. in
Yeah,
that
it was.
as well, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, cool.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, famously written by.
Oh, you?
No, written by.
Isn't the
Oh, I don't
villain
know.
in that a
cares?
guy in a
Was it
caravan
Dick Van
that
Dyke?
lures children in with candy and
Yeah,
steals
check my-
them for nefarious purposes?
Famously written by
Never
no one
seen
knows.
Bang Bang.
Checking to
Don't
make
show
sure I don't
cookies.
say something
Okay.
wrong on
Yeah,
chat.
never seen it. Big blind spot. I was a broom
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Correct,
Now,
narcotext
that's
Ian
lovely.
Fleming.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
Who
Yeah,
wrote,
cool.
Fleming.
created
Wow.
James Bond.
There you go.
Wrote
Goodness
Chitty
me.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Famously.
Famously written by.
Checking. I check my facts
That's 2 Point
now.
Campus on Game Pass. I'm looking forward to checking more of that. But I have been playing a lot of multiverses. That's what I've been playing. Me and apparently 10 million other people have been playing multiverses.
Holy moly.
This one came fucking out of the blue and has taken the fighting game world by storm, of which I now consider myself a part of. Because I'm not usually into fighting games, massively into this. I watched Evo over the weekend and I watched the Street Fighter finals and I was
Is Diego still kicking it?
I think Diego came along, but he was not in the final.
Yeah, okay.
It was some American kid from the Bronx who put up a real good fight.
Nice.
It was like players. But multiverses, yeah, loving this. Absolutely loving it.
Yeah, cool.
Any of you playing it?
No,
Nah.
haven't touched it.
Fighting games don't interest me at all.
I felt the same way, and I hate Smash Brothers more than any of them. And for some reason, this has totally.
I want
Is
to
it
like
free to
Smash
play?
Brothers.
You got to play this.
I want to
man.
like Smash Brothers more than I ever do, which means that this
love
might
Smash
be.
Brothers. But I don't play it.
Yeah. That's the same.
Like
so
the
I
same
feel
thing,
like
right?
maybe
Yeah.
this would be more. People have said it's polished in a way that Smash has kind of let itself go.
Is it free to play?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
It's totally going to replace. Sorry, Ubisoft. Brawlhalla.
Yep.
Yeah.
This will replace Brawlhalla
I
for
mean,
sure
Brawlhalla's
for me
had a
as like
long
a.
run.
And this is
Yeah.
this is the one. This has all the licensed sounds and voices and everything.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, but Nickelodeon has patched that in. Apparently, they've put in a lot of
Too late.
voices. It is too late in the fighting game.
man.
So they went and did that. The funny thing about this that people were calling out as it was being released was kind of the weird mix of licenses. So you did have like Tom and Jerry, the cat, Wonder Woman,
LeBron James,
the cat,
Ira Stark.
But isn't that the point? Isn't that the point
Yeah,
of these games?
yes.
Like, didn't like Smash Brothers have the Wii Fit trainer in there?
Yeah.
At
But
one
they built up to that. I would say these guys kicked off with
It's
a
like
weird
as
eclectic
memey as
roster.
possible. You want to.
It's worked for their it's worked in their favor. Yes.
In saying that, I'm like, yeah, put everyone in there. They put Geralt in. I'm like, nah.
Yeah,
He
but
does not belong outside of the world
Serious
of
character.
Witcher.
He does not belong outside of a realm where he can fuck someone on a unicorn, a stuffed unicorn.
Or even just hearing
never
voice
liked
crabs.
that.
I never liked that.
Hearing voice crabs like Arya Stark probably saying like, you murdered my family to yoinks. And it's like, this doesn't work, but it's fun. And
but
people
it
like
does work for
there you
some
go.
reason. It totally
Yeah,
does.
awesome.
Like it holds together. It plays so well. The universe is so much fun. The way that the characters fight, like the two examples I give are the two very different ones. LeBron James has a basketball, and the basketball is his weapon. If he throws the basketball and doesn't have a basketball, if he hits someone throws him a basketball. It's like
Great.
LeBron's only power is he has a basketball. Yeah. Tom and Jerry
I imagine that's also because like we wouldn't want to see LeBron James actually punching
just
people.
punch. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not good for
yeah.
the LeBron James brand. But Tom and Jerry, which is the
Little
genius
Will was
one.
talking about that, remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. How he's fighting. Yeah, which is just brilliant. Like Tom is fighting Jerry, and that's the attacks.
That's the attack.
All that stuff is
they're
just-
not individually fighting you. It's you
Yeah.
get hit by them fighting each other.
All that stuff is just so well thought out. It plays so tight. The unlock progress is so drip feedy and dopamine hitty.
Is that getting
make it going.
characters? Is
That's how you
unlock?
unlock characters. Yeah.
So, but could you
and you
pay to
unlock
get them?
perks for the characters. Yes, you can pay to get them.
Yeah, which I'm okay if
You can buy. You can actually buy like a $60 version in the store that just unlocks all of them and
Yeah.
gives you a couple of extra tokens for future characters.
Geralt is a character in Soul Calibur. That's what I mean. No, I saw that. This is the thing. I'm happy. I'm happy for all characters to be in there and be as crazy and weird as possible until it's a specific character that I care about. Of
course.
And then it's not allowed to be
This
in
is,
anywhere.
you know who you're like? Donald Trump, because it's just like how Trump.
You're
was
wearing
like,
orange,
Very
just like
orange.
his face.
Very orange.
How Trump this week was like, I never understood why people pled the Fifth and claimed that they were innocent until today. Fucking. Anyway, yeah, Gus, I implore you to check it out because I think you're.
Oh my god! We love Geralt. We all love Geralt. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like you look nothing like him, but the parts that are trying to look like him are doing a perfect job.
Steph, tell me I'm disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Yep. Tell me I'm a nasty woman.
You're a nasty woman.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Amazing. And she's back.
Incredible.
And jail.
Hopefully.
Oh, we can
Go on.
only hope. We
Go
can
on.
only hope.
That is multiverses. Even if you don't have an interest in fighting games, check it out because it is a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot on my Steam Deck.
I was gonna say, I was like, where are you playing this? But if you're playing on your Steam Deck, I get that. I get
a couple
that.
of games just on the couch while I'm waiting for Beck to do whatever it is she's doing. So
Humping?
yeah, fantastic. What?
Humping?
Well, that's
It's a callback.
in our house. It's humping.
Yeah, right.
Okay, fucking.
That's my wife. Good, Peter.
Yeah, man.
That's some video games you've been playing.
Yeah, so
That was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
all I can think about is Trump. Remind me the title of the tail one. It's called a something tail.
Lost in Play.
Lost in Play. Close. Lost in Play.
I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, totally. Lost in Play is a whimsical fantasy, like point and click puzzly thing, in the vein of games like Pajama Sam. Is very much a kids game.
I was gonna say, like, that is a kid's game.
Yep, I played the demo, and Nick, you should buy this for your children and play it with your children.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a cartoon come to life. The animation is stunning. The puzzles are simple, but like they're logic puzzles. So it's like, I can't do this, and the character goes, speaks like a Simlish, and a bubble pops up, and it's like, I need this thing to do that. And so it's like, oh, where would that thing that they thought about? Key for door. So where would I find that? And so you just go and click on the screen, and you interact with all the objects, and then you work out how to get the pieces to progress. It's a very simple game, but it is so beautifully finished.
So sweet.
Well, maybe like jump halfway through because this is like the opening credits. This is like this is the opening titles to the game, and then you jump into like this sister and brother interacting, creating their own fantasy. It's like the sweet version of the South Park. Them imagining their fantasies, living their fantasies.
Okay.
So it's such a beautiful demo, and I'm not going to buy the full game because it's so not a game designed for me.
Yeah.
But I think if you're looking for something like really beautiful to play, there's little games like this, little like tiny little puzzles that you jump into in order to problem solve in some areas, not just like in the overworld. You go like, oh, you do a little like actual mechanical puzzle from time to time, but they're always quite simple like this. It's like little push blocks and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Or it might be like interact with, unscrew a thing, and then it's like the classic pipe maze kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just like.
The art is lovely, and I like the way it has it changes, but it references the core art style. That always makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't like things that feel too incohesive.
Yeah.
Like Geralt and Soul Calibur.
Both the art style and the main character remind me of Meg's Not Dead.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, totally.
Absolutely. Meg's art would sing in this game as well.
This has that same tickle of fancy as was it Spiritfarer? Was that game that felt totally just so beautifully hand drawn that you're like, games can't do this, can they? This is a cartoon. I'm watching a TV show, and it's like, no, this is how well they can animate characters now. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I was just thrilled that there was a game. As I was playing it, I was like,
oh my god,
yeah, like it's just got so much personality in every step of the way.
Yeah,
and like I was thrilled to be playing something that reminiscent of Pajama Sam that I enjoyed so much as a kid that I was like, that's what I was getting out of it.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking for something to show your kids, I think they'd enjoy the logicness of it, and also just that it's watching a Saturday cartoon, right?
I think, and I think helping out with simple puzzle things is totally the kind of thing that they'll get a kick out of. This looks stunning.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
yeah. Lost in Play is out now, but I just played the demo. The demo is still free to play as well, so you could test it with your kids as well and see if they're interested. Because you get it's like 40 minutes worth of demo. There's kind of 2 fantasy worlds that you go through.
Look forward to the Netflix series. I'm sure that's going to be coming to screens maybe in a year. It's like how someone doesn't look at this and go, "I'll buy this. I'll make this a show."
Yeah.
Just before we move on, Shuhei Yoshida, we retweeted our promo for the Cult of the Lamb interview and said. Because we said the time of the interview, 7 p.m. AEST, and he said, I do not know when is AEST, but it's clear the whole Australian nation has been indoctrinated by the Cult of the Lamb.
Amazing.
Australian
That's so
nation
cool.
watches back pocket.
Well, yeah, the guys are coming up very soon. After I talk about Farthest Frontiers.
Well done.
And Farthest Frontiers is similar to a lot of the games we've been talking about tonight, in that it is a survival city builder sim.
Oh, this looked beautiful.
It is.
And a roguelite.
It's amazing. It's very intense. But it's beautiful. My first,
as in deep?
yeah, and also challenging.
Sure.
My first village died before a year had passed.
Wow.
That was like, and the part of the city builders is learning as you go kind of thing, and like restarting.
Is there a bit of like, I've played a million games like this before, I know what I'm doing to
He
that?
just finished playing Lost in Play. It was a bit of a rude shock.
That's my thing. I'm like, stupid game. Like, I don't need to play the tutorial. And then it's like, oh, okay.
I set the time. At first I couldn't work out. I was like I was AoEing it a bit too much, like Age of Empiresing it a bit too much, selecting individuals and trying to assign them tasks. And I'd move the time at a 3 times speed, and I was like dicking around trying to work out how to
one man
move
cut a
someone.
tree and a village burned. You're like,
But it wasn't. That's not it. I couldn't tell the person what to do, and I was like, why can't I command these people? And it's more that you actually just. You don't interact with individuals so much as you are an overseer and you go, that tree needs cutting down, and the game assigns people to it.
You're like, that tree needs to go, someone get to it.
Yeah, and so people get to it. People with the right skills for it are prioritized to take that job.
Yeah.
Sorry, walk me back. Era and like setting and
Yeah, it's like medieval. I don't know exactly what year it is, but it's like
which age are we in? Bronze? Silver?
I think we're probably in
Gold Age? I don't know.
I think we're probably in. I think it's Iron Age.
Okay.
It's like it's a little bit. It's like it's kind of like Anno, and I can't remember the name of it. There was one more recently that came out, but it's the names escape me.
was the Northbound or whatever, the Viking one that was.
The Settlers?
No, it's not Settlers, but Settlers is similar, but like a more colourful, playful kind of a approach to this.
The reason that you loved this, the look of this on the Monday pod, was that it was like just the business of running a little town and none of the plumbing and bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, totally. It is like make this medieval world work. And yes, you don't plumb, but you might collect.
Life was simpler when you just shit in a hole.
Yeah. Well, you might. Well, don't shit in a hole. Shit in the.
Because that's what we do now.
Yeah.
Shit in a hole now. It's just a porcelain hole.
What we would like to do is collect the feces and use it to fertilize the farm.
Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like there's soil, like sand to soil ratio. There's like what's the nitrogen content in the soil. You're going to grow some. You might grow some vegetables, but
They
make
didn't
sure
know
you grow.
what nitrogen was back then.
But they know that
They knew that this soil is cursed.
Yeah, they knew that there was a curse on the soil because they
Earth
didn't grow
soil.
beans every 3 years.
Yeah.
So they grow beans every 3 years and they reintroduce nitrogen into the soil and finally they can grow the tomatoes again.
Okay,
That's the devil's soil.
Okay, but but is it presented to you in the game as nitrogen soil, or is it
No.
presented to you as curse soil?
It's presented to you. It's presented to you in the sense that like this is a
Beans don't grow in that place.
it is presented to you.
The twins died there.
You'll get a sense.
I mean, great fertilizer.
Twins?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of nitrogen in the soil again, and we can grow our tomatoes.
You're the one of them. Wait, they both died. Oh shit, yeah.
It's a really like beautiful system. It's hard to keep it going, which is the fun of it because that's all it is. There's nothing else.
So good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. There's a ticker at the top. There's great seasons. Like you see autumn and you see winter in a serious way. And yeah, you basically it's just gathering resources, reinforcing the town in terms of like creating better tools for you to survive. Smoking houses to keep your meat for longer, hunting lodges in like really like densely populated animal critter areas where you're gonna like farm better or hunt better.
Combat free? Like this is
There's no it's kind of you don't control the combat, but you can get attacked by wild animals. And I've never seen bandits. My successful village is at about an hour deep, and I'm 4 years in or something like that.
Yeah.
But like it's totally another thing that I would go like. I've learned from that hour and I'm going to restart and build my town better because so much of it is like how far away is the most convenient thing, like building suburbs properly, putting utility places like butcheries and stuff in the town or putting storage near where the hunting lodges are.
Vandals will steal your money, which I'm not sure if that's in
They're
it.
the
But
bands,
I imagine,
No,
it's
he's
like
giving life advice.
okay, that's what I thought it could be. But yeah, from that I imagine, this is more about like keeping your village running.
It's SimCity more than Age of Empires for sure.
And when you said the difficulty, like there's the idea that units aren't necessarily individually controllable, but does the difficulty stem from the idea that it's a hard life and you need to sort of be running all this stuff all the time, or is it that there's a ton of systems and they're actually complex to wrap your head around?
No, it's actually really beautifully laid out despite having a lot of complex systems.
Yeah, cool.
The menu for farming, like the screen for farming is like gorgeous. You're like, I'm going to plant this season. You can like queue up what you're going to plant on the field and what's going to get like reaped from the farm based on like the weather, upcoming weather and stuff. And like it all sounds confusing, but it's presented well that you're like, what if I try this and you see, oh, that's what you'll achieve if you do that. Or that's what you should achieve if you do that. So things are pretty clearly laid out. It's kind of just like bringing up that build tool, trying something, failing at it. Let's start a new village.
Yep. Yeah.
And it randomly creates the terrain.
Yeah, great.
So it's like you can get a code though. Like
Yep,
once it's
yep.
generated, you get a code and you could recrecreate that exactly, like a lot of those classic games.
Seeding code or whatever.
Exactly,
It
it's
is.
the seed of it.
Yeah.
But you might roll one and you're like, I kind of want to be able to fish closer by, so I'm going to roll again. But you place your initial town center and then you kind of sprawl out from there.
Do you ever play Knights and Merchants? It was an older game, but it was like, it was a town builder that I think still had combat, but a huge part of it was resource management and like tanneries and like farming. And I got such a big kick out of that versus Warcrafts and stuff. So I'm intrigued by this in that same,
It is a modern version of exactly that.
Yeah, cool.
It's much more about managing how your farm is operating and how your food is being stored than it is about like build an army and defend.
Have a bunch of...
You can build turrets to defend yourself from the raiders, and you can like have trained guards. People have roles, so you want to assign the skilled butcher to the butchery. You want to assign people who are skilled with bows to go out and hunt, and you want to build a fletching house so that you can build bow and arrows and stuff. You're not just hunting with your fists.
Yeah, cool.
So it's like it's quite a dense and immersive thing. And again, it's like I'm going to restart now that I've had a thing to survive for an hour, because it's like this is all wrong.
He just poor villagers. I think we're getting around to this. We're doing what? Oh,
no, they're pretty depressed at the moment. They struggle through the winter.
Okay,
Yeah.
They struggled through.
Put them out of their
People
misery.
do,
That's what I say.
As people do.
But it's by the people that made, I think they're called Crate Entertainment or Interactive or something. They made Grim Dawn, which was quite different in that it was more of an action RPG. But like a lot of the essence and polish I can see here, and they've just gone like, what if we took out the RPG skill tree and put in the fertilization skill tree of how to get the best.
And a whole room of people went, and Peter at the back went, yay!
So
that's cool.
That's
That's
There's
cool.
a market for that.
Yeah.
And it's nerds.
Yeah, awesome. It's been
look how tight this suburb's being built. This is not my suburb.
tight.
I built it way too
tight.
wide.
This is
Too tight?
But this is great. This is great. You get
tightness.
bonuses. You get
Good tightness.
bonuses from building like
Tight
properties
towns.
together, and
Want a tight town.
there's like so much about managing the perceived value of property as well. It's like, you want to build because you want to build a tavern. You want to build it near as many houses as possible, so they all get a rise out of like being, we're pretty close
That's just
to
not
a
how I
tavern.
go about. I'm always just like, how can I like give all of these people their own fantasy home? And so I want to give them all a property, and I want to give them all like build a house close to
If
a
they're
stream,
dead,
but
You've
like
the way you're playing this
They've all
game,
been eaten by wolves.
Totally.
it's an hour, they're all dead.
I was doing that as well. I was like, I'll leave that tree because that's a pretty tree in the center of town. Now I'm like, that's 7 wood. I need it. Cut them all down.
The twins died from that tree.
Humans are a plague, man.
Cool. So the games that we've been playing this week: Cult of the Lamb, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Forgotten Saga, 2 Point Campus, Multiverses, Lost in Play, Farthest Frontier. Not a dud in the bunch.
No, all good.
A bang a week.
Yeah.
My goodness. And speaking of no duds, we're about to talk to 2 developers who are at the top of their game right now. Or maybe they're not, and maybe this is the worst game they've ever made, and it can only get better from here. But we will be talking to 2 of the Cult of the Lamb developers after this short break. Stick around.
My cousin got sick and the hospital bills are through the roof. It really got me thinking, if I ever got sick, what are we doing to protect our future and the future of our family?
That's an understandable fear. And I think we should do one simple thing, and that's contact the Learn Programming Academy.
Okay, I was thinking we would get life insurance.
Get your exclamation mark Tims out in the chat, because over 1 million people trust Tim from the Learn Programming Academy to deliver high quality, quick and affordable tutorials on how to code. And they're all videos, so you don't even need to know how to read. I know I can't.
But I'm worried about dying.
We all are. So why not live forever by coding a robot to transplant your old, disgusting organs for fresh new ones while you sleep? I'm sure it's possible.
I don't think it is.
Well, that's because you're stupid and you haven't contacted the Learn Programming Academy.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
The Learn Programming Academy. You'll give it a C++.
Well, welcome back to the show. And a big thank you to Bunzzz, Dion, and Tim. Sitting on a beach somewhere, drinking pina coladas after cashing out big time.
Yeah.
Good on you, Tim.
All the
Nice
chub
one,
he can
Tim.
eat.
All the job he can
Jobs
eat.
for days.
Jobs for days.
Fantastic. Well, speaking of things you'll be doing for days, Cult of the Lamb is launching tomorrow, but the devs are here tonight. Please welcome Julian Wilton and Will Messerlane. Boys, how are you doing? Julian, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Julian Wilton, you are the creative director at Massive Monster. Will Messerlane, am I pronouncing the last name correctly?
Mezzalane. You're close.
God damn it, Julian. I asked Julian, I was
I
like,
need to adjust myself.
Nice.
Chill that jumper.
I did ask Julian, I said, it's Mezzalane, right? And he said, I always say Messilane, but I think I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. And so I was like, well, you work together, you know.
I think the incorrect thing you're doing, Nick, is asking each guest to pronounce the other one's name to find out how that works.
I'm keeping it fun.
He wants to come off smooth like he's done his research, but now he just looks like a fool.
I look like a fool, but I am thrilled to have you guys here. Julian, you're launching the game in, 5, 6, 7 hours or so. How are you and the team doing?
Yeah, we're doing, I think we're all pretty tired, but I think we woke up today, looked at some reviews, and we're just like, oh my God, we're looking, it's all looking amazing. Like, we couldn't have asked for like a better lead up to our launch. So yeah, we're all just like super pumped and excited to finally release this thing.
Is there an element before you release a game, like you think you've got a pretty great game on your hands, but you don't know how people are going to respond to it, and it's like, there's a little bit of dread of going, God, what if they don't like it? And we're going to put it out there, and then there's nothing we can do about it. But then as soon as the reviews come out and people like it, now you're just like, it can't come fast enough. Like, people need this now in their hands.
Yes,
First review that dropped last night, it was like, that's it. I'm actually excited now. Let's go. Get it done.
Up until this point, you were hating your job. So where did the idea come from thank you, Stephanie, for combining the cozy core village management sim with the sort of like creepy cult shit and a run-based game? Because it seems like 3 distinct ideas, at least 2 of which I would not have thought would go together.
Yeah, it was definitely, we kind of started off with that little prototype of having some sort of like a colony sim with like a little dungeon where you go and get resources and stuff. And from the start, we kind of tell there was something here. But yeah, we just basically kind of picked 2 of them and just mushed them together. And then, yeah, I was kind of like, this is great, but like, we need to kind of communicate way for those 2 sides to connect to each other. And yeah, somehow like running a cult kind of managed to kind of fit that all in, because we could kind of make the game all about like your little followers, and kind of connecting both sides to that.
And Will, when it came down to programming team to make 3 games in one, how did you feel?
See, the thing about that is I'm really lucky in that I've only really been on the project for like 10 months. So they all did the hard work, and then I came in sort of close to the end and just swooped up all the glory.
Yeah, nice. Good play.
I didn't really that stuff.
No, that's exactly what you want to be doing. Were there things that you wanted to include? Because, like, I think the cult thing is brilliant, because the cult thing, they're so cute, but at the same time, a lot of the game revolves around understanding that you're not raising a village like you are in Animal Crossing or something. You're not necessarily supposed to get too attached to these people, because you do need to be getting rid of these people a lot of the time. You need to be sacrificing. You need to be, in some cases, eating. In a lot of cases, in my village, feeding each other poop for some reason.
Well, that's happening in mine too.
That's happening in yours, yeah.
Oh, God.
Were there
up to
things
you, man.
happening that were darker in the game that you decided we can't include this in our title?
To be honest, I wish we had kind of a good answer for this, but I feel like we don't. We kind of, yeah, we always kind of were exploring the dark stuff and kind of knew we wanted to definitely hit the kind of player fantasies of like running a cult and being a cult leader. And there was like just a lot of game design challenges in actually kind of fulfilling that player fantasy. But yeah, as you say with the followers, I think a lot of the way I kind of see them, They're all kind of like little crops like you would have in like Stardew Valley or something, where, you need to water them, you'll give your fertilizer to them, you got to look after them. And then through that, you'll be able to harvest some goods from them. So essentially, under the hood, that's the way I see them. But yeah, they're just little friends you got to look after. Got to look after your boys, except the naughty ones. Yeah.
You know that's actual cult thinking of, I don't see these as people. They are purely a means to an end.
It's
okay, because it's cute.
Is there an element of having to, or like struggling to self-edit when creating a game like this? If for some people who just commit to a genre and are like, I'm making this kind of game and it's going to have these elements, and I'm kind of subscribing to, games that have come before in the way that it's structured, but you're sort of starting to kind of bring other genres into it to make an amalgamation of ideas. Do you then start kind of being like, well, we could also bring this kind of game into it and this kind of game, and then you have to figure out where does it end? Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, I mean, yeah, we've definitely we kept getting ideas for things and putting them in, you probably played some of the mini games as well. But yeah, I think we were really strung together probably like 6 months ago, to be honest. So for this time, we'd kind of work on one side and it'd be like feeling good, and then we'd go back to the other side and it'd just be like so bad on the other side. So it was constantly like trying to get both of those sides kind of developed enough. Honestly, because we were doing that as well, mixing two things, it's like we knew we didn't really like make the best dungeon crawler game ever, because it's like there's two games there, so it's like we're gonna do this well, we're gonna do that well. We're gonna give something the players already know, but kind of in a new way. Yeah.
And on that, can either of you speak to, because for me, I always really like the idea of Animal Crossing, that sort of management thing, but oftentimes I find there's too many things to do and it feels like a bit of a chore to be keeping up with it. What were some of the pitfalls or things that you looked at and went, oh, I feel like we need to avoid this sort of thing that you commonly see in these games that we don't want to include in ours?
Yeah. I feel like I'm taking all the answers from Will, but I'll do one more. I don't know. This actually was the main problem with like trying to get it all working. Was something we call like doom states, where there was a negative back loop. So you'd kind of start struggling in the dungeon, you get back, your whole base is falling apart. So it's just this constant like negative loop where you're kind of failing, and then you'd have like no followers, and yeah, you'd struggle out. A lot of things to try and mitigate those kind of doom states that you can get in without looking after your followers. And just kind of always having the automation step, shortly available, I think helped with that, Yes, you gotta do all this, manual stuff at the start, but eventually you'll be freed from the burden.
Yeah, because it is shocking that in Animal Crossing, you can spend years in that game and none of those villagers have figured out how to fucking pick up after themselves.
None of them are eating each other either.
So lazy.
Right, or the fact that if you sacrificed Tom Nook and started a cult, then you wouldn't be indebted to him for the rest of your life and effectively a slave.
You would have saved millions of gamers.
Right?
He's the MVP cult leader.
Yeah, totally.
Gus, did you have something?
I was going to ask Will, particularly programming a lot of the, we were talking about earlier, that there is a lot of complexity to a lot of the systems and a lot of the upgrades and all the things that are there, which I think must have been a lot to wrap your head around. But I'm more interested in who was it who would then attribute that to something satanic or cultish, or because the way they're all called, these are tablets, this is a ritual, this is a sacrifice, this is now you're doing a sermon. This is like, were you guys coming up with these as mechanics or things that were in the game, and then Julian, you guys would add the flavor, or was there a bit of a, as I said, are you working together to think this would be hilarious if it was a sacrifice rather than just spending a currency?
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody has had input on design in some way. We're not kind of like restricted by our roles. So pretty much every time someone comes up with an idea or we want to change something, everybody has input on it. And it's always about doing more fun culty stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. Has it been?
We have some awesome writing in the game. Like Jay is really good at coming up with this stuff, and Jojo, our like dedicated writer, all makes the culty stuff sound great.
Well, I was going to just quickly add to that. I love the fact that the game is hilarious, but at no point are you guys falling into the idea of doing the lowbrow joke or being like it. All the characters are so serious about this cult. It's why it makes it so delightful. And again, I think did you guys
don't think poop jokes are lowbrow?
I think you're allowed a poop joke. I'll let that slide. But the humor comes from watching these cute sprites do this stuff. Did you guys have that same reaction when you would, animate this character to suddenly sacrifice itself and think, that was really funny and really disturbing, and I'm not sure where we sit on this?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was like the best thing about kind of making this type of game as well, when you kind of have and you can get like a lot of kind of interesting kind of different runs of things. So like even things will happen that kind of we're not expecting, like a guy might just run up to us and like poop next to us, or give a quest that kind of connects to another one vaguely, but it's all just random. I start getting lost in it a bit, and then you realize, oh yeah, I set all this stuff up. I forget about that.
Were you how satellite were you through development over the last few years with COVID? But I'm pretty sure some of your team, they're based in the UK or like all around the globe. Was that a challenge over the last couple of years, or just from the start of development?
Yeah. I guess from our side, like a Massive Monster always worked remotely, so like we kind of had a benefit going into COVID where we're like, oh yeah, we know how to make games remotely. Big struggle, just like getting everyone's kind of got a different idea of what it is in their head. But yeah, that so that kind of helped. But yeah, I've yet to even meet one of the people that work on the game. Gonna meet him tomorrow, which will be
amazing.
Nice. I haven't seen the other directors in the company since we started 3 years ago. So yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, how about you, Will? How have you been finding it?
Oh man, I mean, I think there's always challenges in that, because my history and background has always been working in big corporate offices full of people, and I kind of thrive a little bit more in a social environment. I love playfully picking on people at work, like throwing stuff at them, and
the office
I can't do that here. There's no one here, so
this is why we keep it away.
You've just been really hard on yourself for the last 3 years. Just looking in the mirror, insults, dacking yourself around the office. The one thing that we were talking about earlier, both Gus and I had sort of come to this realization of something that we really liked independently, which is that the game is quite... The play space is quite small. The area of the occult that you have is just one plot of land, really, that is big enough to fit in all your upgrades and all your buildings and that sort of thing. I never really found too much of a challenge of trying to juggle all that stuff, but I never felt overwhelmed by the amount of space that I have. Similarly, when you're going through the dungeons, it's like you're running through small contained rooms that are all there on the screen at once. Basically, everything you need to see is in front of you all the time. Was that a conscious decision to not make something that could have easily turned into much more of a sprawling, like traditional management style game, or was that like a technical limitation?
Yeah, there was a few versions of the game we tried out that was a bit more of an open world thing, and we always played with this idea of like, you'll start with a small bit of land, but then you can kind of buy more land. We kind of found that you just never needed it. Mm-hmm. I think a big thing as well is like you kind of, especially in the dungeon and I love these other areas, because I'm like, I want everything to look like perfect. You can kind of keep the compositions a lot neater if they can kind of fit in a screen.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work with that, and just kind of the kind of perspective kind of can create some challenges as well. So like by keeping it a bit smaller, you're not going to get like all this visual noise you don't really need.
I guess it comes from the kind of blending of the genres too, in that when you're thinking about a kind of management sim, you kind of want a sprawl of endless opportunities. But here, the endless opportunities come from the kind of roguelike adventuring element. So you kind of want your home base to feel like a more grounded, constant space.
Yeah.
It's an overwhelming, so that you've got somewhere to come back to and feel anchored.
Totally.
It's a cult in your pocket, and I never knew I needed that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And speaking to the designer and the art style, Julian, we were saying earlier just how much we adore it. I saw some early models or some early sort of like playtesting that you guys posted on Twitter. That art style, was that there from the beginning, or were you developing that quite steadily throughout, or were there some concept drawings at the start and you're like, this is how it's going to look, we just got to get there as a build?
Yeah, so it went through like 3 different other games that we tried out all these other ideas, and basically like we just kept coming back to like this idea is like way too complicated. So like I think one idea was like before to that the Wandering Village game, so that's why we've been keeping an eye on that, because we're like, oh, that idea was kind of similar. Where you're on this back of the whale and you'd like go down, get stuff, and bring them back. And then like you were a god kicked out of like God world because you didn't have enough followers, so you had to like go get more. All these different ideas, but like yeah, they just kind of weren't really blending where you're like running your own hell. But yeah, as soon as we like actually hurting the followers, like you know you need to like hurt them to get like some juice out of them. We're like, I don't want to. But if you're a cult leader, you know you can be mean if you want, but you can also forcing it on them.
Yeah, totally. I found that like I always generally picked the option where it was like if we. Because you're often given 2 options, and one's more like a hard line, law and order, straight and narrow, follow me, and the other one is more, if you do what I say, I will give you rewards and make your life better until the tentacle kills you. And so I generally always like, everyone was really happy, but occasionally a new member would come in, and I was like, this person needs to be made an example of straight away. And so they would be like, I would literally take them out of the like summoning circle thing, and then we would all go to the church, and then I would just kill them for meat immediately so that everyone knows, like, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. This person wasn't a good fit. Will, before we wrap up, I wanted to know the balance between the 2 genres. Was it difficult to find the amount of time that you wanted people to spend in both? Because I think that I found myself a lot of the time going, almost forgetting that there was the run stuff and going, I'm just going to keep staying in the village because I love this so much. Like this loop is really satisfying. But then going, I need to go back out to get more resources to be able to continue this. How difficult was it essentially balancing 2 games at once?
Oh, look, I think it was really difficult just in general. Like, some of this stuff didn't really come together until, God, only a few months ago, right? When we started doing all the
Is that when you
stuff,
joined?
Julian?
Is that when you
No.
coming together when you joined?
I'm not trying to talk myself up here, right? But no, it's always this push and pull of being like, oh, this run I got too many resources, or I'm not spending enough, so I can just spend all of my time back in the base or the other locations. And it's just this constant balancing act to try and make sure they're both feeding into each other properly.
Yeah, I find it's because it's kind of weird making this game because like some people are obviously gonna kind of lean more towards like one side or the other. So yeah, we get a lot of people that they want the kind of Hades, they want to go do dungeon crawling, and might not look after their followers as much. So it's kind of like to kind of allow for both audiences a little bit. So yeah, we just kind of by kind of keeping the dungeon run short, it meant you know pretty easily without it having to be like a big deal. Like, oh, I'll just go do a quick run and get some wood or something. Isn't much of a big kind of short runs.
Totally. And you've hit the nail on the head in terms of like, you're playing now with the forgetful gamer, I call myself, who forgets that there's a dungeon run to do and then goes, oh, this is really fun. And then as I come out, I forget that I have a little village. I mean, I don't totally forget, but I just mean enough that it's a little joy every time I come back to one of them, which I think is such an interesting way to have combined them to give players this little moment of delight every time that just keeps you coming back. And
and that's kind of when you know you've really hit the right balance, I think, is when you find yourself getting lost in the pleasure of just kind of building things and then kind of getting to a point where you're like, actually, I think it's time to venture out into the wilds again because I'm no longer satisfied with what I can create just with what I have. And then it's like that thirst for adventure takes you again.
Steph, I want to join your cult.
You're welcome to.
Oh, good.
Well, Spiceman in the chat says, and this is an in-joke, I'm so sorry, guys, but that we should be called, rather than the Freemasons, the Free Nathans.
I like that.
That's a good one. That's good. I'll go with that. Yeah.
One of our patrons. Yeah.
So you guys are launching tonight. The game will be out. A huge relief for you to get it out and have people playing it. Is there any support for any future content in the game? Is there going to be a new god turns up at some point, or are you going into sort of support mode for it and then figuring out what's coming next?
I love when you ask people this question because you're like, you've just released your game, or not even yet, but like, when is more game coming?
You guys scared of hard work or something? I don't understand.
Sometime.
Yeah, I'll go, I guess. Yeah, definitely. We kind of, we're a bit cheeky with this one, and we wanted to, just in case the game, like, you know, maybe wasn't a hit, we wanted to, like, bake in a bit of development costs to kind of continue to support the game, because we've seen a lot of the games we love, you know, they continue to support it, continue to make it better. Like, a lot of those big roguelikes, they've been kind of supporting them for years, so it's kind of, you know, we got to catch up a little bit. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing some updates on it. It's going to be, like, full-time bug fixing at the moment. We'll put in a little back pocket character, maybe, a little collab. That'll be...
Oh, come on. Don't tease her.
You can't say that. You're in front of an
I feel
audience.
like Shuei would love that.
Jimp is now just like, I gotta draw another fucking character.
Our other artist
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Gus will draw it.
I'll do it.
Gus will
Fine.
draw it.
Fine.
Free labor.
I mean, this guy's good. The guy we got here, he's ready to go, I think.
Yeah.
Done. Fix it up for it. Yeah, we're all sorted. I can't wait, guys. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled. Like, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show, but I said that for me, this has caused a bit of consternation internally because up until this point, Elden Ring was a dead set lock for my game of the year. And then this came along and I'm like, shit, God damn it. Now I actually need to make a decision because I didn't think anything would come close.
Wow.
And you can't find two different games, but this is just like...
Yeah, I was going to say, very, very different, yeah.
This has just won me over so hard, and I know it's just going to be friggin' huge, guys, and we're so thrilled for you. So
It's very high praise. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really nice.
Good. Julian, we'll let you continue whatever cultish thing you're doing in the background there. With I just imagine you just like live.
Are you halfway through the slaughter?
Bathed in this half a dead goat behind him. Just finish the job. Well, you don't need to. It all came true. It's all going great, guys. So congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
No, thanks, guys. Will and Julian, thank you so much. And yeah, every success in the future with the game. Also, before we go, Julian, you did say in our tech check, you kindly offered a couple of key giveaways.
Get him.
Get them.
I don't know how you're doing it, but yeah.
We'll do it.
Access
So
one,
you gave us a few keys. There's a Switch code for Gus because he specifically wanted it on Switch.
I want a cult in my pocket.
We've got 3 PC codes and 1 Switch code to give away, which we'll do some Nightbot rolls throughout the show later tonight. So stick around, but that's thanks to the Massive Monster guys.
Thank you, guys.
For those codes. Good luck. Hope it all goes amazingly, and we can't wait to see what you have in store for us for the future.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good luck
guys.
tonight, guys. Cheers.
Guys. I don't want to take away because it's an amazing game, but I just realized why this appeals so much to you. It's a game about starting a cult.
Yeah.
This is so you.
I spoke about this on Saturday that I wanted to do it.
I tuned out.
You get yourself into that little church and you go, listen here, you pieces of shit. And then you go, nah.
And then you say, go pick up these pieces of shit because they're everywhere around here.
Cult, but it's also like it's kind of cute and twee at the same time.
Yep.
But it's also like super fucking stylish.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, God,
I would make an amazing cult leader.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there were a little bit of technical difficulties there with the call. The cult, they didn't sacrifice enough goats. They sacrificed
Too many goats.
Too
Smarter
many.
than that.
Maybe
You never
too many.
know.
Blood in the NBNs.
But if you had to have a technical difficulty, I feel like that one was probably the best audio-wise because you still heard everything. It still got through.
It was just that he was indeed possessed.
He was possessed.
It did have an element of that. So
He
really,
looked good the whole time.
yeah.
It's meant to tank video quality before audio quality.
Audio was
but
like the last
It just
thing.
was the most pristine looking
Yeah.
crackle I've ever
But
heard.
red light and out of sync mouth, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is on par.
Maybe the internet, capital I, whoever the internet
Yeah,
is,
big
was
internet,
like,
big
well,
internet.
big internet was like, well, we can't, like, this guy's too beautiful to fuck with the face.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's just mess
You're
with
probably
the voice.
right.
Yeah,
Totally right.
Good. Well, that was great.
I look forward to just hearing like how they do as a success story over the next couple of months. Like that game
Totally.
is now like we're talking about how much we loved it. The reviews are out saying they love it. People
We're never going to
streaming
be
it.
able to get an interview with them again.
No, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
they're just onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
So
We're scum. We got to get in that fucking game, though. My God.
I don't know though, Shuhei Yoshida.
Shuhei Yoshida, he loves us.
We're getting some Yoshida.
He loves us.
The nation of Australia loves us.
I mean, if you think about it, in the last year, we've spoken to like in terms of Australian devs, Gus, it's not even. There's no conversation.
Why have you just fixed mine and not his?
Yeah,
Coverage
you're
his.
sexist.
But you specifically paused before
mean-
not putting it on the coaster.
Fair.
Madness. Sorry, Nick, you were saying in the last.
Forgotten City,
Yep.
Artful Escape, Dinkum,
Silk Song.
please, Unpacking, and this.
Yeah.
Like 5 games that are on people's Game of the Year lists coming out
Yeah.
from, this convict nation of ours.
Just amazing.
How do you even learn to code in prison?
They're all. Yes. But they're also
one
distinctly.
damper
I was
at a
trying to say
time,
something
baby.
meaningful, and I'm like, oh, for God's sakes.
Yes.
But they're also distinctly like,
Webbed. And Riley's working on an amazing fucking great new game where you roll up as a ball as a bug and like push ants around.
Every
shit.
time
Yep.
there's a tweet about that, I can't
I'm
watch
so
that little
excited.
GIF. And just like it's a centipede or no, it's a millipede.
Damn it,
that just
Riley.
rolls up. Oh, it's
I
amazing.
got
one of
like,
those,
we
like,
will
silver
get
beaks
Team
or-
Cherry on, and we should get Team Cherry on and just go, you're not allowed off this.
Kung bloody Pooby.
Kung Poobie?
There you go.
It's
There
so
you go.
exciting because I feel like we had a dev industry that kind of tanked, during the GFC and then and THQ kind of fell through and all that kind of stuff. And then we had this kind of mobile boom, and
Shut up,
Australia was
Weevils.
known for like exclusively mobile games.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing this really cool rise of like amazing
indie
indie
shit.
Of a dev that will happily give 5 tiers to the community.
Come
Thank you, massive
on.
So that's it. too.
You know they're shifting copies if they're like pre-orders if they're
Oh,
able to
yeah.
give
Yeah.
subs in our chat.
Yeah.
But
Thank you very
they probably heard when we were like, well, there's no fucking way we're ever getting an interview with them. This is their goodbye.
They were like, "You're right, see ya."
You're right. Farewell.
They made it rain.
Oh, champions.
Yeah, I can't say enough nice things about them. I wish.
It's just awesome to see. It's just awesome to see like genuinely awesome
I love you
stuff.
too.
Coming out of this.
But I like that you're back on the. If I made a game, it would be this one, as though you could get any. So you
As if I could get anywhere.
close to it.
No, well, what it would be was what you put your finger on, which is I would go, well, development team, I'd like a game about me, and in 4 years' time, Cold of the
Cool.
Lamb is the game that comes out.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it'd be like Nick parted ways with the studios in 2021.
And then Will came in and made it good.
The game was a mess until the last 10 months. Excellent. We do have those codes to give away as well. Should we give away a couple now?
Let's do it.
We should give them away now.
Do it.
Nightbot, or do we ask people a question? Nightbot is easier? Probably.
I think Nightbot is fairer.
Yeah, it feels
Because
fairer.
I always worry about people accusing us of favoritism, which we definitely have.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
but we
So,
don't give
Pete-
the favorites. In fact, we don't give the favorites the prizes.
That's true.
Oftentimes, the favorites don't get the prizes
Fuck our favorites.
because
Fuck 'em.
it's like
Like
we
a good
can't
cult,
give Coastal
fuck our
City a
favourites.
game. Fuck our, that's well, okay, all right.
You need some more features written into your game.
No, we're definitely not getting them back. She is unposting that tweet. Okay, let's do a Nightbot roll for the 3 Steam copies first. Should we do that? We'll just pick 3 winners from this.
Yeah, perfect.
Give the mods a bit of a chance to do that.
Yeah, and apologies. We didn't prepare the mods because
No.
we discovered this in Tech Check.
Very, very, very live.
A
just
very
before the show started.
unsuccessful Tech
Yeah.
Check.
Which was nice because I actually said we were doing the tech check, which clearly we shouldn't have even bothered. But it was fine during that.
Yeah, totally.
But we were talking, and it was all very charming, and they were massively enthralled with me as a person. But then towards the end, Julian went, "Oh, do you guys want any codes to give away to your audience?" And I said, "Oh, that would be great, but normally we don't ask because we'll ask a Bungie."
Yeah.
We'll ask an EA.
I'll quickly interrupt because I'm pretty sure they're waiting for a code.
Oh shit! What's the code?
Cult? Cult?
Sure,
Just cult.
Start with that. You're right. We usually
Exclamation mark cult.
exclamation mark cult in the chat to win yourself a Steam copy of Call of the Lamb.
Yep.
Yeah, we usually, as you said, you ask your Bungies and your Microsoft.
It doesn't need to be exclamation
Ones where it
marks.
doesn't even touch the sides. It's just like the
Yeah, and then what do they say? Nah.
They go no.
They say no.
And Julian was like, "Hey, do you want something to give away?" I was like, "We don't normally put the screws on the Australian devs to be able." Fellow countrymen, fellow
Prisoner?
Wasn't sure
Was
what
it
that
cult? Do we have to say
It's cult. It's cult.
You got to say
Exclamation mark cult.
exclamation mark cult because otherwise, if people have been saying it in conversation prior, it will use that word.
That's all right. They might win.
But what if they don't want the game, or they don't have Steam, or they don't play PC
True.
games?
No,
So
that's
it has-
right.
it's-
people
Really-
need to
that's
opt
right.
into the competition.
Like a good cult, you might be in there without knowing
Ben
it.
Dixon knows how to run a Nightbot.
You need to opt into the competition. You need to opt into.
Do that
cult.
again. Reset. And
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Give me another nasty woman.
You've gone wild with this Zoom feature.
I love
It works well.
I
Use
love
it on me. I would like to see it used on me.
And the
I would like to be like,
Nightbot.
what are you saying, Peter?
Perfect timing.
There you go.
You're just doing Will's job for him, though, right?
I know. Will does it better.
The
That's why
Heige
we don't
Ghost.
do it.
Heige Ghost one.
Ghost one.
Hugo.
Hey, that's
Hugo
that's,
Ghost.
That's
Hugo
Hugo.
Ghost?
That's
Hugo Ghost.
that's the Scandinavian word for cozy.
The cozy
Although
Which is
ghost.
appropriate.
there is no direct translation, but the closest word is cozy.
That's
Next giveaway, Colts
next-
2.
Next, I was going to say, next giveaway, let's choose another animal to sacrifice. Instead of a lamb,
Panda.
pig, panda.
Panda.
Exclamation mark panda.
Monster.
Yeah. Lambs are cute. Lambs are cuter than
Why is it
pandas.
any different than killing a lamb?
It's exclamation mark panda in the chat, please.
Why is it any different than killing a lamb?
Just
because there's less panda?
of them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
That's like
you'd
saying-
feed more people
That's
with a
like
panda.
saying, well,
Get
we eat
more.
cows, why not eat dogs?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Scotty, come here.
There's a perfect chance for a
No,
zoom
she's
there.
so comfy.
Exclamation mark panda for the second
Come
copy
on,
of the game
Panda
on
crew.
Steam.
Not condoning panda sacrifice. We're just saying. Wouldn't it be
Panda.
tasty?
We're just saying.
Panda.
Gotta do something with them.
What you've been sacrificing?
And cut it.
Don't-
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun.
You can
had
choose a re-gift if you win it.
If you had to kill an animal, which would it be? A
Whoops,
non-traditional.
don't.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And we'll do it one more time. And the animal we're going to murder this time is
Everyone has to learn to spell it.
No, the animal
Damn it.
is seagull.
Exclamation mark seagulls in the chat, please.
One
Oh
word.
my God.
Exclamation mark
No
seagulls.
one ever thinks about sacrificing a bird, do they? You always think about an animal
Well, it's
with
something
like a lot
slow
of
that you
a lot
catch.
Of, yeah.
No one goes, I need to sacrifice that. Oh, just
stay, grabbing it.
Well,
yeah.
I always worry about. I was like, all the words that were coming into my head were like words that could be like complex to spell, and I never want someone to like miss out on the competition because they forgot to put a double L in armadillo.
Only,
or
how the hell are they
something.
going to
But what if they forget a double L in seagull?
I
They're
know,
just like
but
seagull.
I panicked.
In answer to your question, what animal would I like to fight? I would like to
I didn't
get
ask
into.
that.
Yeah, you
but
did.
No one
I
asked
said
that.
sacrifice. Yeah, okay,
Kill,
cool.
kill, kill.
There's a
He's
very
assuming
big
he's gonna
difference.
win.
Okay.
One is,
Well, I thought
one is
fight.
sacrifice, and the other one is inflicting pain for no reason.
No, a fight.
Also, like, I love
it
that-
has a chance. You're
that-
just tying something up and slitting its throat.
He-
Oh, so like
he-
you're the good guy because
Yeah.
you're going to punch a
Dystopia has
panda
won
in the
the
mouth.
giveaway.
Yay!
So-
he posed a question, and you immediately saw yourself fighting an
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
so
like
we're
on
going to
the-
do the switch code now. The switch code and the answer and the animal will be
Please only enter this if you have a
Dolphin with knives taped to its fins.
No.
exclamation mark dolphin with knives taped to its fins. No apostrophe in it.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Good. Yeah.
So you get into a baby pool, like a wading pool. It's only up to my like knees.
Inflatable?
A little
A substitute.
No. Like we're at Hurstville Aquatic Center here.
Sure.
And we're given the dolphin a chance, but we're like, because I don't want to fight it on land. I don't want to fight it in the water. Because
this
if
the
I
one
fight
with
on land, I
knives?
win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If I fight it in the water too deep, I lose. So I want to
This
tape.
is a compromise.
Yeah. We're fighting in a baby pool. We're both kind of equal footing on
Yeah,
on the
they're both
terrain.
slow because of this.
Cheating.
Dolphin with
Safety.
knives taped to its fins. People are doing it. Oh,
I
someone's
think
copied it.
Yeah.
Back pocket posted it though.
Yeah, good.
This is for a switch
This is
code.
great.
People could
You
copy
get yourself a
and
switch
paste.
code. And then fight. And it's got tail fin,
Yep.
dorsal,
Yep.
whatever those fuckers
And
are.
knives on all of these?
Knives on all of them.
Yeah.
I've got one
It's
knife.
gonna hurt
Two on the tail?
beforehand.
Or
I get a knife too.
you get one knife?
Yeah.
And what are you classifying as a fin? Just the dick.
The right phalange.
weenus.
is-
Okay.
I think you all
weenus.
have forgotten the idea of what a sacrifice is here.
It's a fight.
It shouldn't be a fight. It's got to be a helpless animal.
That's
and
true.
Rectech
What
as
if-
AU has
I
won the
believe-
giveaway.
I believe-
Yay!
What if the
Most,
what if the
most
fight
Vikings willingly went to sacrifice because they believed it was a
what I mean.
it was a
There's no
shortcut. It was a
fight.
shortcut to Valhalla.
so
you-
and that's what most dolphins
There
believe as
shouldn't
well.
be a fight involved.
Yeah.
You strangle that panda, it's not fighting back.
Is the fight to decide who gets sacrificed, you or the dolphin with the knives
see.
strapped to its
I mean, that's effectively
That's a duel.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
whoever loses then
Whoever
gets
loses
put on
gets
the board
sacrificed,
and
yeah.
throat slit.
Yeah.
Dolphin with knives at
so.
dawn.
It's not a fight to the death. It's just a duel, and then
It's a
the
duel,
loser
and
gets
there'll
sacrificed.
definitely be a first blood.
Yeah, there'll be a cutting. There'll be a bleeding for sure.
First blood.
Who wins that fight? I reckon you lose.
think
I reckon
dolphin-
a dolphin thrashing around in a baby pool with
They're very
at least
intelligent.
1, 2, 3, 4 knives attached to it
They're
as
very
it's thrashing around
intelligent, they are.
would draw first blood.
I'm saying that they've got like they're not just
I give
approaching the
myself
fight
a
with
fighting
brute
chance.
force.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that they're going into a
Stretch
cunning
Run the fucking
and a
bottlenose.
plan.
Oh, it's a bottlenose.
Yeah, long.
No,
Not a
bottlenose
porpoise.
Bottlenose is short.
No, bottlenose have a bottlenose.
It's short.
Yes, but it's shorter than a regular dolphin.
Is it?
Yes.
A long-nosed dolphin.
Well, it's longer than a porpoise, so I got a better chance with a bottlenose than a porpoise.
This segment is run its
What
course.
What about
Not a
a,
manatee.
what about a dugong?
What about a narwhal?
What about it?
Oh, what about a dugong? Wait, that has
That's a lot of. That's just a lot of animal. Yeah. What about like a a
a
sword
narwhal.
or a narwhal?
Oh, narwhal.
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 It's actually
mate.
not. You need a Gus single that just has a default like slow zoom. Just some like really traumatizing music.
No, it would be.
As it
What's the
slowly
meme?
zooms in on his
The
face.
The nose is the penis of the face is like it's kind of a useless thing that hangs around. It's also quite true, but like the boobs are like they are to be looked at sometimes, not to be looked at.
Do you find yourself getting embarrassed in cold weather? Do you have difficulty finding shirts that fit?
Are you leaking milk out of 1/3 of your nipples?
If so, you might have a third nipple and could be in line for a huge compensation payout from God.
Hi, we're the team from Akrash, and Buzzard, and we don't stop until we get you a big payout from the big guy.
But don't take our word for it. We lie for a living. Here's the word of one of our very satisfied customers.
Yeah, when I found out I had a third nipple, I was like, cool. But then the team from Akrash, and Buzzard told me I could get an almighty payout from the Almighty.
That'll work, won't it? He'll buy that.
Akarash, and Buzzard. The only lawyers you should put your faith in to sue God.
Because we didn't make you like this, he did.
Or she. Nah, it's a bloke.
It's game plan time. How you feeling? Naughty? Oh, nice. See yourself fighting an army of the undead in Tyrant's Blessing for PC. Or hey, perhaps you just want to chill and build the university of your dreams in 2 Point Campus for PC and console. Or maybe your kink is a brutal, hardcore colony settlement survival sim like Farthest Frontier for Steam Early Access PC. Was that too much? I'm sorry. Lost in Play is sure to capture your imagination as these two siblings are lost in theirs in this charming puzzle adventure game for Switch and PC. No, I take it back. It's time to end this shit with the 2D arcade action of Pulling No Punches for PC. Sick of folding laundry? Well, why not convert this laundromat into a cool arcade paradise for console and PC? No, forget that! Join a demonic cult and murder in the name of your leader in Cult of the Lamb for PC and console. I'm kidding, just relax. Your friendly neighborhood Marvel Spider-Man has been remastered for PC. Ah, but why do that when Rumblecore lets you throw trash cans at the heads of your enemies in this 40-player melee battle royale? You know, if it wasn't obvious, I'm kind of split on this one. What are you guys thinking? Tell me in the comments or beg for mercy.
I think the server's lost. Because I'm looking at Silver and Antonia just walking into the wall.
Yeah, I just grappled and just fell into the thing because I couldn't grapple at the right speed.
Yeah, well, the game is literally running at 2 times speed. What the hell?
This is crazy. There's nothing through that door ahead.
Reach the surface of the ring.
Yeah, I think we've killed it.
thank you to, first of all, let's thank the people who just made the very nice commercials for us. And that was, why did I scroll up? I should have scrolled down. Ciknay, BTNano, and JamesBuzzard, a.k.a. Akarash, and Buzzard, the best lawyers.
We forgot to mention those lawyers.
Those are the 12 best lawyers after all the famous lawyers.
That should have been the first thought.
God
and still
damn it.
one of my favorite commercials of yours. I think just because of Peter's hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's truly, it is truly
good
awful.
hair day.
It is truly awful. You are a different person in that video.
You are. It's very strange.
I can't push it all that forward
don't do it
anymore.
now.
And then you can
we're
zoom
not
to my
ready
hair.
for it.
No, I can't.
Hey.
You're a monster. You're a monster with the power of the cameras that you don't utilize.
I'll tell you who is a monster with cameras. It's Barjo. Thank you very much for the raid, Barjo. God bless you, sir.
I believe best butt on the internet. Did we say?
I think confirmed. I think confirmed. Yeah.
I think we
Most
had that.
biteable butt?
Yeah. So I can say this now. So for everyone who came over from Barjo, thanks for joining us. We just did an interview with the Cult of the Lamb devs. Lovely guys. Thoroughly recommend checking out that game when it comes out. Lovely game. We're about to play something in a minute as well. We're going to play something maybe with some viewers, maybe. We're having a bit of drinks. But I couldn't say this a good game because we're all working together. But I swear to you, occasionally when Barjo would walk past in the ABC office, I would look at his butt and I would want to bite it. I actually thought a couple of times about, I wonder what it would be like to bite his butt because it is such a great butt. But of course, I couldn't ever say this to you because it would be, I think, illegal to talk about that about an employee.
That would be illegal.
Remember that one time I almost touched Gus inappropriately because I thought it was Peter?
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah. Was it? We were in a shoot and you came around behind
You guys, okay, in my defense, you were dressed the same because you often are. And you...
Just like tonight.
Yeah, and it was like there weren't many people left in the office, and so I was just... It was.
I think you came and gave me a hug from behind.
I was about to do a lot more than that.
What were you about to do? A grope? A grab? Hands down the front?
I was going to grab him by the hips and do like a, I don't know, like
Whoa!
Like a thrust?
Yeah, like a thrust.
Like a dry hump?
Yeah, like a dry hump.
Yeah.
And so, because there was no... Yeah, and it was one of those, and it was just the most amazing moment where like, no one needed to say anything, but I got close enough where you turned around and just the look on my face was enough to communicate to you what had happened. And I went, oh, and you went, hey. And I was like,
wasn't, it surprisingly wasn't a full like, oh my God, we just kind of both went, that almost happened.
It was one of those like the color drained from my face.
Yeah.
Like, okay, see you tomorrow.
My hands were like hovering so close.
I had a similar kind of thing where
we fucked by accident.
We did.
Oh man, that was so weird.
I thought you were Peter.
It can happen.
I was like, I'll still go for it. But no, it was after COVID because having spent just months and months and months of just me and my partner at home, like obviously the kids were there. Just banging the whole time. But then the first time my mother came over, I answered the front door. I haven't seen her in ages. First time I'm seeing another person close enough. And I lean in like to give her a kiss, and my instinct is to just go for the lips as opposed to her cheek because I've been the only other person I've been kissing, like except for the kids, has been on the lips for like 8 months or something. So I went, and the last second I was like, ah!
You should have just done that really committed one. Mwah! Just
I have a similar thing.
Mamma mia!
I have a similar thing, although not with family, admittedly, because I feel like I don't see my family enough. But like. Peter and I had this game where, like, anytime one of us would come to sit down, the other person would put at the last minute, put their hand out underneath.
Yeah, great.
So when they sat down, they'd be like, hey, and I'd be like, I gotcha. And
do a Trump again.
It really was like that.
Barjo never noticed.
Yeah. And, like, we would always surprise each other with it, and it became such a habitual thing that once I started seeing people out in the world again, there'd be times that I'd be like, nope.
You should never get near my mum. Apparently she tracks this sort of thing. Good. Okay, great. Let's move on now. Speaking of things that I would like to grope. a brand new PC
Yes, okay.
of my dreams and Barjo's butt.
But not before you have grounded yourself so you don't create static.
Thank you very much, Stephanie Ben-Dixon. And if I want to ground myself with static before I grow up a PC, the only PCs I want to be groping are the PCs my dream. Thank you to Dream PC for your continued support as a business pocket partner of our show. Dream PC, you dream it, we grope it. Easy to configure a PC via their website.
I don't believe they've approved that slogan.
We will not do. We will not.
Did I reckon for everybody?
Oh God.
We'll give it a kiss before it leaves. We'll go in and give it a give it a little
On the lips?
Cute.
a little lip.
PC lips?
Give it a little PC kiss.
But not before you've grounded yourself.
Not before you've grounded
Static.
I
Give it a
reckon.
electric kiss.
I reckon. Dream PC says stolen. New slogan stolen. I reckon a cute thing for them to do would be before they ship out every PC, put on
We
some
all
red
lippy up?
lipstick and then just give it a nice kiss.
Yeah,
so
like-
you know it's like made with love.
Like an old album from Dolly Parton. We'd all
If
just like.
I received anything like that, I would be horrified.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, fair. But next time I get a PC from you, I would like that. But if I was to get a PC from them, Pete, I would get a PC that is a bespoke system built to order. They're an authorized Australian market parts seller, and they would give me live updates via their build tracker.
They'd let you know when they kissed it.
We've got the case, we've got the memory, we gave it the smoochies.
Imagine if it's stalled before the kiss. You're like, it's ready, and they're like, we haven't kissed it yet. You're like, just send it already.
Well, we need to take it out a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's true. Why not done that thing? You just
And if it became like an industry standard, then you would be hiring someone with like best lips.
Best lip.
Because
Yeah.
you'd want the seal to
There's
be
an art to that. Have you ever just like, you would see in like cartoons and movies and somebody would sign a letter with a kiss, and then the first time you put some lipstick on, I'm sure you've all done it,
I have.
and then you kiss a bit of paper and it's like,
nothing like that. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you gotta really,
You gotta go in with those trunk lips.
You gotta pucker it.
You get that
You
trunk
gotta
lips.
make it cute.
Yeah.
You gotta make it cute.
But no, you got to be ugly to do a nice kiss though. You got to do this. What do you got to do, Nick?
No, that would make a bad one. That would make a bad one.
That would make a bad one?
We can test it if you really want
Go
to
for
have
it, Steph.
lipstick.
Get it.
What do you got?
It's gotta be like,
Get it.
Nah. Gus?
I actually don't think I have a lipstick that's wet enough.
Oh, he went to
My go-to.
Lipstick's
My
all
go-to.
dry
I'd do a tongue thing.
The point is Dream PC.
You would do.
PC.
I'm sorry, what?
They kiss your computer before they send it out because it's made with love. Head to go.dreampc.com.au/backpocket to get the PC of your dreams. You dream it, they grope it and kiss it and send it off to you so you could grope it and kiss it as well. Grope and kiss a PC of your dreams.
Why'd you go all like that?
This is what happens when the Dream PC promo is later in the show and we've had a lot of wine.
It's true.
We grope our sponsors.
Dream PC says, I'm printing those close-ups and putting a copy in each PC box. Amazing. Okay, let's move on now with the show. We want to play something, and the game we're going to be playing this week is part of a segment we call Very Good Gameplay. Who's it presented by?
Smooth. RhysWild.
What does he do?
He does a flip. Let's find out what he flipped off this week. Oh, this week I was standing on sand and I did a flip.
Listen,
Sans,
hey,
sans wheeze.
that sounds like somebody's jealous of all the flips that he can't do.
I could do a sand
somebody is
flip.
Peter.
Sand flip, it's harder to
I
get.
could do a snow flip.
You would injure your back before you'd even
Take it off from the
done
sand.
like
Difficult.
a 45-degree
You want
rotation.
to flip off concrete
into
onto sand. So you got to.
What about the firm sand nearer the water onto the soft sand up the?
What you're forgetting about
you're
that?
going up.
You got an uphill. You got an uphill flip.
What
That's
if
a foolish mistake?
What if you were on like a little island or a sand bank out in the ocean that had like a sand kind of
water?
No, flipping back in towards the center of the island, but you dig out a little bit of the island.
It's flipping into a hole.
Can we talk about the acid?
Flip there.
Yeah, right.
Can we talk about the acid?
What? You wanna do the acid one?
I just want to talk about the acid.
Okay, we can, because I will say that he'd done the 360 front flip on a snowboard, and then the next week it was the back flip on a kneeboard. We then jumped down to 8, which was he'd been 1 kilometer underground facing a wall of $300,000 gold.
The gold.
We were going to jump back up to 3, which is also flip related, but we are now going back down to 9, which is handled one of the strongest known acids, triphilic acid, which has a minus 14 pH. Which doesn't.
Where does that sit in relation to hydrochloric?
Yeah.
Isn't it a scale of 0 to 14 with like 7 being neutral?
7 being Oh, okay,
on the
right.
pH scale.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
And anything lower than that is
He didn't include any.
yeah,
more information.
basic.
Reese, where does it?
Yeah,
where is
basic.
it in relation to hydrochloric? It's pH 3.
Yeah.
Where is it in relation?
pH 3 is
Because you need
hydrochloric.
hydrochloric, you need to dissolve a body, right? Breaking Bad.
Yes, yeah. You could dissolve. Yeah, you could dissolve most of it.
Oh yeah.
Where is it?
It's just a question.
except
It's just
for
a question
plastic.
of how much time you got.
Totally. Well, you could dissolve something with water if you've got enough time.
Oh, basic is above 7, and acidic is lower.
Where is it in relation to Michael?
Is that the case? I thought the higher.
Acid? Michael Acid?
This is a callback to the intro. Too far back?
Michael Acid.
Really?
We'll play the intro again.
I killed the show.
Michael. No, I want to get there.
I
I
wanna-
want.
You need to know what surgery you're getting. BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. Big and juicy.
Yeah.
You know who has an amazing butt, Barjo?
Oh,
Seriously. Mix embalming fluid, Michael.
Methanol.
And what's
To make a movie. What's the difference between a fire and a bonfire?
We thought traditionally it might have just been from the French. Good fire. It is. What? That makes sense.
I said chop.
What the fuck is a chop?
Come back with the audio.
Hitler, Nittler, Nittler,
Oh, wow, it's
You are president. Or are you... Oh, no, it's Chancellor.
You
I was
can't
like,
stop
who runs
it
Germany?
once it started.
Well, the idea
That is the
because
most
okay.
back pocket thing I've ever seen.
So a little bit of, I mean, I could build a shortcut to stop it, sure, but this is unusual.
We've never needed...
I could do it if I was sitting at the desk, but I'm not sitting at the desk.
I just assumed it was a scene. and
Yeah,
you just
no, it's
clicked-
not a scene.
It's not a scene.
It's a video, but it's also I don't want it to turn off when we cut because it's got that tail of music that plays underneath us after we come across to this scene.
Methanol.
So I don't want it to just stop when we go away from it because if it stops when we go away from it, it's like did it. Whereas as it's currently built, it can go and play out a nice little tail of music bed underneath.
Yeah, okay.
You're not allowed to look bored. This is the arguments that you two have every day.
No, I don't get to have an
So
argument.
Stop pretending
I just
like
get
this
told
is
what
not-
it is and then told numerous times how it all works. I don't care.
I loved learning about it.
I did too. Because it's difficult and I don't understand how a lot of these things work or why they break. And I pity the fool.
The fool.
And great
Thank
callback.
you, Mr. T.
Wish I never said Michael.
Okay, good. We're going to play a game that is on Game Pass at the moment in the game preview. So it's on Steam Early Access at the moment. It's on game preview, and it's called Turbo Golf Racing. This is basically a...
Lawsuit for Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, it is shocking how close to Rocket League this is.
What is happening, Ben Dixon?
I have to pee and
It's a hasty escape.
I'm being subtle about it.
Yeah, you're very, very
subtle.
sneaky.
To the point that the way the loading screen boots up and the music rolls in and the artwork at the
this
start.
little holding car garage thing.
Every free-to-play game looks like this now with like too much stuff. Just go. Just go, Raptor Girl.
She is 2.5.
But we were gonna play with free to play with you guys as well. I guess you'll just have to add me on.
I guess you just have to add me.
I guess you just have to add me on the Xbox Game Pass at Goose Mangus.
I did give instructions.
He gave instructions
on the Discord earlier.
Well, why don't we just? I'll play one to just show how the game works,
and then one of us can compete against the viewers.
on my behalf.
Show us how it's done,
using
mate.
your scores.
I've only played like two holes of this. Well, everything's 3 holes. It's golf with Rocket League cars. Is that the best way to describe it?
Totally. I actually really like the spin on it of being it is a race to get your ball in the hole at the end of the field, and you need to continually drive into it Rocket League style. There is the ability to jump, boost, spin, and all that sort of stuff as well. And there are power-ups on the course that you can pick up.
Yeah, I was a bit overwhelmed on my first run, but basically you can't interact with anyone else. They're all ghosts. I think there's a few next to me. You've got your ball, and then you just Rocket League control your way there with, I assume, picking up boosts and things?
Yes, there are boosts lying
Sand
around.
traps.
Sand traps slow you down. Long grass, like the rough, slows you down as well. But
God!
It is a combination of both
Fucking
race
hell.
and if you get the ball through those hoopy things, then that sort of shoots the ball off in the correct direction as well.
Go through the hoop.
Oh,
I just want to point out I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Comrade Milk saying 3 holes, just like people.
just like people.
Some people.
Just we've all got 3 holes. 3 main holes.
3 main holes. Yeah,
we got a
you're
pee
right.
hole. We got a poo hole, and we got a food
This
hole.
is my favorite thing. This gliding is
Women have more holes.
is fucking amazing.
I'm combining pee hole as being the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Oh god, I panicked just before.
Ears, nose.
Yeah, those aren't used for anything other than the injection. Shut up.
Am I winning?
You are. Yeah, you are currently coming first. You're doing great.
So the only thing it's got that I've noticed it's a massive difference. Get out of my way, other car. Is the glide. You can press X, extend these little wings out the side like it's a transformer vehicle.
Awesome.
And that's like build a whole new game just around those wings. This
is a longer course than I was expecting. You're coming second.
Yeah, it is. It is long. It's like it's a proper race, I guess.
Yeah,
Good
cool.
choice there with the jump.
You,
dude, you could totally do this.
Someone's got in there, and then there is this kind of. It does sort of gravity pull the shot.
Gravity pulls it down, but it doesn't suck it in around the area.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
When I was looking at this, it was like
Apparently you appear offline.
It's called golf.
Yeah, thanks.
Turbo Golf Racing.
Turbo Golf Racing. But then I looked at it and I was like, it's golf because of the golf ball. But then I looked at you could have any kind of ball. And then it was like it's golf because it's on a golf course. But then it wasn't really a golf course.
Oh, there's sand traps and a fairway and a green, and there's a hole that you're getting in the end.
Yeah.
Three holes.
Okay.
That's golf.
It just looked very Rocket League-y, but trying
Apparently I'm appearing offline, so Pete's just going to fix that. So when we get into the next one, we'll be able to drag in a bunch of people playing as well. But you play 3 holes.
Why do you have a Mac keyboard?
Because I like the feathered touch. Another golf term. And yeah, it averages out how you did.
Yeah,
on
your
each
scores
one.
across all 3 holes.
I like what I've played of it so far. I think the thing that just throws me straight away, I'm going to keep going as Pete just gets this sorted out. I can't not appear offline?
Oh, well, I need control of the computer.
But I'm playing the... Okay, yeah, go for it. I lost that
Relinquish
The thing
control.
that I took away was the lack of trolling other people, colliding with other balls, clashing into it. I'm not sure if there's another mode that does that.
Is there not a button in here where you can say...
No worries.
What is it? Nice
problem.
job. No problem.
No problem. No problems.
Damn it.
No
No
problems.
problems?
If you've come up against the no problems in Rocket League, I'm sorry for thrashing you, but we had a good time. The no problems are still fighting fit, and actually, I'll tell that anecdote while we wait for Pete to sort out the online ability. But
Oh, good.
essentially, my team, the no problems who play Rocket League, we found a new way to troll the people we're playing against. It used to be
this is a
spamming.
good one.
It used to be just spamming the no problem, which is why our team was called No Problem. Of
course.
Which was an extra insult for when you would lose. And every time we'd get a goal, we'd spam no problem, no problem, no problem. Because it works when you get a goal against you. You say no problem. When you get a goal, you say no problem. It was too easy. And then at the end, it says you're beaten by the no problems. Now,
What are the other options for you to
there's
say?
like GG, a bunch of like rude.
There is
letters.
something particularly frustrating about no problem.
No problem was frustrating. We've now worked out that on Xbox, you can double press the back button and the dictation opens up. And because of that, you can just say whatever you want. And now when we get a goal, we all just like spew out nothing offensive, but just the most creative, colorful kind of like whimsical insults we can think of that are all to do with in-jokes that only we have. So the people getting beaten by us just read these paragraphs and just nothing. It makes no sense, but we are getting absolute giggle fits out of it. So
You have a crack. You are appearing online.
Okay.
So I don't know what was going on.
So me losing this. There's 8 seconds left. Everyone else got the ball in the hole, and I'm just left here gliding.
You can make it back in the 3rd round.
There is also an out of bounds. So if you go over the edge of the course there, the ball does go off.
Do you get a penalty in time or just the time,
in time
it takes
it
you to
reset
get there?
there is like a reset, blink, blink, yeah, and I think that's the enough penalty.
The one thing I've noticed that I can't tell if it's a clever mechanic or something that shows the game isn't thought out properly is you can hit the back button if you go too far past your ball.
Yep.
So if you accidentally rock it off, instead of turning around and coming all the way back, you can just hit the back button and you'll get a small little penalty, I guess, but you'll head back to where your ball is.
Yep.
So answer me this because my
Riddle me this.
concern with
Answer me this, if you will.
Answer me this.
When I play Rocket League, I find I spend a lot of time because I'm bad at it. I spend a lot of time just chasing the ball around the arena, and this is a much larger play space. Do you find that there is a tendency to just be running after the ball and it gets away from you and you never get
Yeah, I mean,
control of
the
it?
camera's doing what it does. crap. The camera's doing what it does in Rocket
gone,
League. I'm not
Gus,
going to
it's
make
gone.
it back, guys. Which is that it's saying, I'm sure you can turn it off, but you can keep the ball locked on, the camera locked on the ball, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you could pick him up with the ball.
Oh.
Are those like
You could. So that's a rocket that you could shoot and hit.
So I was about to say, is it like Mario Kart?
Yes,
There's
there
some,
are
like-
shields and
This is what this bank of like things is up on the left.
I think that's
that's
energy. So I can just use that and go.
like a boost.
Oh no, I love that. And is it like Mario Kart where you can only hold one at a time?
I believe so. It's at the top.
You're flying.
This is my favorite thing.
You're flying, Jack.
Just like Kate.
And then it went past, press back. Oh, that's a terrible thing to do. Don't do that.
Kate Winslet, Rose.
Well, I guess it's like it gives you the convenience of resetting, but at a time cost.
That was someone hitting me with a.
You got attacked.
I got
the thing,
hit.
yeah.
And now I've got a shield.
purple shell?
And
You're coming third, Gus. Focus.
oh,
that-
putting my short games where it's at. I'm
So
terrible.
what happens if you're at the front and you fire a
5
missile?
seconds.
It just goes nowhere?
Yeah, not sure actually. Oh no.
Rocket the ball! Rocket that ball!
Nudge it!
Oh, you,
Won't make regionals of that, right?
you DNF'd it.
2 DNFs. But yeah, so dead last. Oof. That's rough.
Well, you didn't play the second round, so you were
Yeah.
pretty close to third for
True.
not playing a whole round.
Thank you.
Should we try and build a party?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I don't know if I don't
Red
know if
Herring
anyone's
says this is
online.
like year 3 soccer. It's totally true.
Just watching kids run up either side of the field. I'm gonna go to the lobby. I'm gonna start a party.
Dolphin Pants is ready.
I like the design of this car.
B-Mac is
Shad
ready.
is ready.
Kind of like shield,
Right, see how we go there.
reverse shovel
Let's go through.
Yep.
bumper thing you've got going on.
Yeah.
There's thought put into that design.
That would kill a
The
person
physics of that design.
in a heartbeat.
See, I think my worry here is that I haven't added
Thanks.
the people who are ready. And can you see a way to accept requests? You might need to
I'll go
do that.
across.
Give that a whirl. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just straight out of Rocket League, which works, and that's.
But why do we think that's a bad thing?
We don't. I don't. I mean,
You clearly don't.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think there are some areas where it could add its own little bit of flourish. There's a game coming out in development now that's like a total similar facsimile of Cuphead. And it looks, I can't remember the name of it, but it's 2 wizard kids and it looks, the art style,
yeah, I
old
saw, I
40s
saw.
stuff. And then, yeah, it was getting a lot of flack that people
It's
were
like
saying.
Imaginarium or something.
Yeah, and people were like, oh my God, it's a knockoff of Cuphead. But it's like, well, if you like Cuphead, this is more of that.
Every
and
game is a knockoff of something.
Exactly. And they
It's
look like they were putting a decent spin on it.
Yeah.
But this, I would just say, like, sometimes just in the presentation of some of the basic elements, when they look so much like Rocket League there, I go, that feels weird. That leaves a weird feeling in my stomach. When the gameplay and the actual level itself is unique and different and a whole different experience, that's awesome. That feels great. But some of the things I just look at aesthetically and go, like, they're really hoping that you just feel like you're playing Rocket League when you're in the menus, I think. Which is what you just have to do.
Totally.
to
And
compete.
and I think there's something to be said for the fact that you're like, I love Rocket League, but it doesn't have this, or it doesn't fulfill these specific things for me. So I'm going to make a version of this that does that. And I think that's totally fine. I don't think it's not going to replace Rocket League or like outdo it or whatever. It's just saying that like, if you want to play this, but with these things added in that I felt like it could use, that's what video games are, man.
Totally. And if you're competing against Rocket League as well, like, why not just do your best to try and get some of that audience that's there as well? Again, I have no issue with it. The game is fun.
It's hard. I get it when people are like, this is like ripping off a very similar mechanic in a similar way and all that kind of stuff. And I understand why people feel upset about it, especially when it's an indie dev or something like that. But the nature of art is that it is like iterative. And I feel like it's really hard to stop people from making their own versions of things and borrowing ideas.
Totally. Dolphin Bands, we just sent you an invite there. I think Pete.
I think I'm slowly adding people, but I need their actual Xbox handles. I tried to find BMAC and
You could just share all your credit card details with Peter.
Yeah, if you could just DM me.
He'll be able to get you in a game.
Credit card details. If you could DM me, Pierreth, on Discord.
If you DM Pierreth your Xbox username.
I mean, at the same time, we could also just play a game against randos because
that is true. We'll try this. Get 1 or 2 more in.
But randoms suck and pocketeers are awesome.
I want to beat.
Oh, you want to make this personal again?
I want to show the world how good I am at games sometimes.
Is this because
I'm
they're
sorry.
about to shut down roller champs? And
Maybe.
you
Maybe.
need
You said,
game
but
to
did you
flex
say
on?
you want to show the world or you want to show our specific community how good you are?
The world.
So then you don't care who we play against. You just
Yeah.
want to play.
No, our community.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need it to be
yeah.
personal.
Yep, yep.
You're
He
right.
wants to show you guys specifically how good he is, and he wants to crush you. He wants to crush your spirit and make you regret playing the game. By sending you.
No problem.
I'm pretty sure I've. I'm
The
pretty
words
sure I've
"no problem"
added
at the end of the game after
BMAC and Lord Shad and Dolphin Pants.
BMAC, Lord Shad, Dolphin Pants.
But I'm only seeing one over there.
Chad has.
I don't know why the game bar thing isn't
to
working.
Invite Goose to a party, and he has a party with other Pocketeers going.
Yes.
We can start that way.
Who's got the invite?
Shad him up.
Shad.
Shad
So
him up.
leave this one and we'll do that.
That's a great idea.
It's a much better idea. Why
Perfect.
didn't we have that from the beginning?
Bloody Shad. My hero.
Are you playing this on Steam Deck? Nick?
No, because it's Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Although I'll tell you what, it's just a little tangent. If you'll
take a sidebar,
allow me. My Steam Deck runs my PC games. It runs my emulated games. It runs my Xbox cloud gaming games, and it now runs my PS5 remote play games. So all my consoles except for Switch, I'm now just play on my Steam Deck. But I've gotten into using xCloud, like the cloud gaming Xbox, which previously for me has been really untenable.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happened, but I played all of Escape Academy via the cloud just on my Steam Deck in bed when I was sick.
I played all of Bugsnax on it.
Some kind of updates to the something.
Yeah, and I'm finding it for things that don't require really fast reflexes, and so maybe like I don't like playing shooters on the Steam Deck at all. Maybe not a platformer, but for stuff like your Escape Academy style things, the xCloud stuff's been the cloud gaming stuff has been amazing. So good.
I'm in a party with Shad and I just moved.
Mark yourself as ready.
All right.
Actually, I've not
So
tried
Shad is gonna
cloud
invite
gaming
me.
stuff
Oh, groovy.
since we've got our awesome
Yeah, you've got
internet.
great internet. I would give
Yeah.
it a shot.
Yeah,
it is for me the Escape Academy thing of just being able to boot it up without installing anything, instantly playing, is the same philosophy as the Steam Deck and the same philosophy as Netflix. It's not the highest quality, best possible version of playing the game, but it is convenient enough and good enough that I will take it over the other thing if I don't have if I don't already have the other thing. It's like Blu-ray. Like, sure, do I want to watch a new Bond film on Blu-ray? Yes. But if I don't have that Blu-ray, then I would rather just watch it on a streaming service that gives me like 4K streamed.
Killing that download as well is what got me into Bugsnax. I was like, I just want to see what the first 5 minutes is like, but I don't want to wait 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it takes to download.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, great. Okay, Blue Mountains. I'm in the middle of the city and I've got the worst internet out of all of us. But yeah, it got me in. And then I was like, I didn't realize 2 hours later, I'm just like, I'm still playing on the cloud. And it's like once every 5 minutes, a weird pixel hits up. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally. That's the compromise that you make.
The concessions, yeah. I use the GeForce Now
You into
thing.
that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you end up paying for that? Like,
no.
doing them? Yeah.
Because their internet's so good. Like, if there's something I want to play, and most of the things on it are like, play Fortnite, and you don't have to download it. And it's like, all right, I'm not going to play Fortnite, but like, if I was, I'm gonna download it because it's a free game. So there was that kind of stuff that was like, I was kind of like, what's the point of this thing? But
you were playing Destiny on it, and you were really impressed with that.
yeah, in terms of the streaming of it, it's really, really impressive. I mean, we're in Sydney, we're close enough to Sydney, and all the servers are in Sydney. So we definitely benefit from that as well. People in Perth, unless there's a server farm over there. It's
ironically, I think
way
that's
more.
Isn't that where GeForce
now,
Internet-
Pentanet actually, because GeForce now actually have a West Australian based server farm as well because of.
That's where
No, we got ourselves. Yeah, we're in 4. Yeah,
We're good to go. Dolphin, Shad did it. Thank
Well
you very
done,
much.
Shad.
Shad dragged BMAC, Dolphin Pants, and me. Someone else want to do this?
I just want to play games.
Pete.
I just want to play games
Pete, you're
in
up.
bed. That's my thing.
I just
buy
want
a
to play
Steam
games
Deck.
in bed.
No. I have a laptop. Like I want to do
Oh,
it,
okay,
but
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
but it's like, do I want to and if I can just stream it to my
Let's
laptop
go.
rather than going through all that stuff.
Yeah.
legit. Is it trigger or ad?
Trigger accelerate.
But I want to be able to
A
play
boost.
console games
Oh.
on my laptop.
Get a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Or use xCloud Gaming and
no.
PS5 Remote Play.
Yeah, but I feel like I tried that, but I think I tried it before I had good internet. Because it definitely was unplayable. I tried to play The Last of Us
I
that
want
way.
I want that PlayStation 5 Backbone controller too.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
I don't need it. I just looked at it and was like, I want you.
I'll try.
You do a bit of
Because
that.
how much of it is
I have
it,
done
is
that.
it entirely your internet that makes it good?
Remote Play is your router. Because it's not streaming it, it's streaming it from your
It's on the
PlayStation.
See, the thing is that we have double brick.
Shh.
Jesus Christ.
Angus, it's not all about you.
No, I said Pete's playing. It's golf.
Pete's playing. It's golf.
Your husband. Nice.
Let's show him some support, guys.
Oh, golf claps all round.
Is that my ball? Where's my ball?
That's it.
Your
Oh, yeah.
console into
Oh shit! I
Ethernet.
shot it way past.
and that does 90% of the work, and then you can use Wi-Fi for the thing that you're.
You can still Rocket League.
That is logistically difficult, but could be done.
What about
Not bad.
internet over?
If I have
Like
the
the-
PS5 in the kitchen,
Yeah, just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
it could work.
That's a great. You should put your PS5 in the kitchen.
There's
So
one
you
basically in the
remote
kitchen.
play-
It's in the living room. Out in the very living room.
He's saying that we should hardwire it. It needs to be plugged into directly into the Ethernet in order for me to be able to stream a PS5 to my laptop so I can play in bed. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the specific scenario that I want to cater to right now.
What
Me-
game on the PlayStation do you want to play?
I don't know. Last time I tried it was like I wanted to play The Last of Us 2 DLC, and
Yeah,
I
okay.
couldn't. The Last
you have
of
a
Us,
television
The
in
Last
your
of Us
bedroom?
DLC. No, I refuse.
And nor should you.
You refuse.
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Nor
yeah.
should you.
We have a spare TV. We have a spare TV, and Peter was like,
you?
"What if we?"
Let me
and I was
tell
like,
you how to live.
Nah. The moment,
heard a lot of
the
people
moment a
say.
TV goes into our bedroom, I like the bedroom is for sleeping and other things. Mm-hmm. And I
It's
don't
for
want.
sleeping and streaming PlayStation 5 games to my laptop.
Yeah, well,
Maybe one day.
the fact that that's difficult is a good thing.
Yeah. We have a TV in the bedroom, and we still fuck like
You
animals.
fucking
but,
what? That's disgusting.
The
It's not
we
even.
fall asleep
it's,
watching MASH.
It's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's not like I think that if we had a TV, we'd have less sex. It's actually not about that at all. It's more about sleep, and it's more about.
I was
have
actually
trouble.
referencing that as well.
Yeah,
It's like
I have.
leaving it on and then just like falling asleep to it. It's like, it
Totally.
must be bad sleep.
And
you
my
get as
parents
well.
did that all the time. I would wake up and hear the TV on, and they'd be asleep in there. And
Oh, that's why you use the timer. We do it all the
They're
time.
asleep.
It's like you just put it
Well,
on, 90-minute timer.
No one,
fall asleep and-
I respect that because no one uses TV timers, like, or at least.
I use the Audible timer.
Yeah,
that's
me
what
too.
that's what I do.
End of the next chapter, and then I go back and listen to the whole.
And then
chapter
you go,
'cause I-
yeah, and actually you go, wow, I fall asleep in 90 seconds from
Yeah,
I shut
yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah. The irony is, I would probably fall asleep quicker if we had the TV on because it'd be some
matter.
weird white
then
noise.
is it that
but
thing of like, I feel like the sleep you get while there's
Yeah.
blue light and noise in the room
I went
must
past
be
it.
like.
That's why.
I don't
That's
know.
why you put the timer.
I feel like I want to cultivate a bedroom that is free of technology. In
Except for the laptop that
And
you're
the phone.
streaming
and
PlayStation
and
5
your phone that you
Well, the
look at
phone is
all
a problem.
Right? My
couple of
God.
And I
TikToks
wish I
before sleep every
It doesn't roll.
so bad.
The ball physics are like it definitely just comes to a stop a lot
I
quicker
think
than
that's
I
the kind of
expected
the point.
to.
It's like it's doing that so you can line up your shot
Yeah.
better, and it's not always mid-roll.
That's a
good though.
beautiful play. I'm coming 5th of 8 or something though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
It's
like,
in.
I don't like it. I
No,
don't
no,
like
no, no. Well, I was never trying to force you to do anything one way or the other, but I was like, oh, you could just. But if you, so
I just
Sure,
bought
getting
some.
some work
I just bought some beautiful watercolor pictures of
Fuck
trees
off.
that I think is
I
really
didn't
going
hit
to
that.
help.
That's good. Yeah, that'll definitely help you sleep. So what you could do is get 2 of the Ethernet
Go.
over
That was the equivalent of putting
over
it.
power. You know those units that you plug into the power
Yes,
sockets?
yeah.
Plug one in next to your router, plug a cable in there, plug one in next to your PlayStation, plug the cable in there. That will still be better than your Wi-Fi, and then you Wi-Fi it to your computer. I use the remote play.
The problem with
thing
that
all
is
the
that
time.
they
It
always
works
say that
great.
those things need to be plugged into the wall and not a power board, and we
Yes.
have very limited like power. Our house is old and awkward, and it's like
Well, it
yeah.
can't solve every problem.
I know. No, it's
Nor should
it's
you.
a conundrum. It's a conundrum, and my life is really hard in terms of like where and how I can play games.
Yeah.
So we need to solve every problem for me.
Well, you
Oh, well, a legit third option. It doesn't solve your PlayStation problem, but for Xbox, if Xbox is an option, which probably isn't because all the Xbox games are on PC anyway. But have you seen that screen that you can put on the Xbox Series S?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could just have it turns it into a little laptop.
Yeah, no. I feel like it's a specific like I want to play PlayStation games,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not on the TV scenario.
Get yourself a Steam Deck.
Pete's getting into this.
Pete's doing great.
Get it. Oh, shoot it through that hoop.
oh,
great
no,
game.
Risk
no,
and
no, no.
reward.
He doesn't need to prove it to anybody.
Oh no, god damn it. I don't need a television in my bedroom.
Oh, wait, how are you playing PlayStation games on the Steam Deck?
Remote play.
Why can't I just do that on my laptop?
You can.
How is it different?
That's what I'm telling you to do.
But then I don't need a Steam Deck because I have a
fucking
laptop.
that
I have like a
hole.
$3,000 laptop.
One of
that is
3.
amazing for playing games.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Do that. That's great.
I don't like
just
the
saying,
short
get
game.
Tap it in. Tap it in.
I don't want a Steam Deck.
All right, then use the laptop.
Second.
Total? Yeah, 420 dreams. Get fucked. We beat all the Pocketeers.
Put 20 dreams.
Look how shit they are. All at the bottom. So shit.
Let's watch one. Tab through right tab. Right
Yeah, let's watch one of the crap.
Lord Shad. Lord Shad's got it in front of a tree. You want to take a drop there,
What car are
Shad?
we?
Take a drop.
We're in a truck.
God.
Dolphin pants.
Dolphin pants.
He's backseat gaming the Pocketeers from the set.
I'm not even playing. Come on, just tap. Yep, there
Yeah,
it is.
nice.
There it is.
The worst.
Nice.
Who's left?
Yeah, rub it in. Says like.
Multifish, we are terrible.
It is surprisingly true.
Anyone want to crack?
Nick?
Crack me.
Did you say it's surprisingly true that they are terrible?
Tricky. The game. It's surprisingly tricky.
I was like, that was harsh, even for you.
Gus, that's Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They knew what they were signing
Isn't
up
it
for.
annoying that he gets away with it, though?
Yeah, no.
It must be really
I tell people
frustrating
no
for you.
problem, and
Yeah.
they're like, get off the internet.
Yeah.
You're toxic.
They're like, dig up Gus, you horrible man.
I often think that I really do get away with way more than anyone else.
It's the opening line of your cult.
But it's also because you've set a precedent for it, and it's like when because I'm the same. Every now and again, I've tried to say
Throw a
some-
little sass, a little shade out
throw
there.
a little sass, and people, the whole room has just been like, "Wow, Steph, like
Yeah, but
harsh."
it's because like I mean,
because I haven't set a precedent.
you haven't set a precedent, but also I feel like you don't
Nail the
commit to
delivery?
it. No, it's not. It's not about delivery. Well, yes, it
You
is
don't
about
believe it
delivery,
in your
but
heart.
you're not. Yeah, you say it and you're like, I'm being cheeky, but what you're really doing, like, you need to own it.
When I say it,
You need to be- you
people
need to be
like
doming.
he's holding back.
Yeah, totally.
Or you do it
That's
the way,
true. There's a part of me that feels like I'm trying to get away with something, and I look guilty about it.
Yeah.
or you go the other direction. I don't know if you do this.
We're all perfect. None of it.
It's like me in the right-hand lane trying to pull out into traffic, and I panic halfway.
Oh, just commit.
I can't do it.
Why are you in a
or
right-hand-
I pull out, I stop in the middle, and I go, "I'm sorry," and I was going, "Bam!"
Or if you overcommit like my mum does when it comes to the throwing sass and shade around, it's like the family will be having one of those moments where everyone's just enjoying a bit of like, oh, a bit of ribbing, everyone's laughing about it. I think one of them was that we drew, Jesus,
You're under the map.
out of bounds, Nick.
Oh, you think, Gus?
I think it's also about finding your
Ass
moment.
path.
I think I wait a beat too long, and then I leave a gap, and then
So-
I'm like, "Yeah," because like you're an asshole, and everyone's
That's it.
like,
That's it.
"Whoa," and I'm like, "No, like what he was saying, well, like when he said it. Come on, guys."
We did a thing where we did that. We drew the sneaky peen on like the back of the car, and we're like, "Mum, you can't do that." And she's like, "I didn't do that." And we're like, "Yeah, we know." We're like, but then we kept doing it, and we're like, "I can't believe you do that, Mum. That's rude." And she'd go, "I didn't." Oh, you're all fucks. And we're like, "What?" And she just like go too
I
hard.
thought you were gonna say she drew like a really veiny one.
But it was the same.
No.
Thing. She'd just say something a bit too abrasive when we're all just enjoying like
Yeah.
a bit of joking. She doesn't know how to, and that's lovely because she doesn't insult people, so she doesn't know how to do it. And then when she does it, it's like, oh, too far. Step it
It's
back.
hard though, isn't it? It's hard when you want to break out of your like prescribed thing. It's
Yeah.
like whenever I go into a shop and I'm like, I buy an outfit or a pair of shoes or something that I'm like, I've seen people wear this and there's no reason why I couldn't wear this and like totally rock it. And then I put it on and I just feel like a charlatan. I'm like,
Charlatan.
this isn't me. Like, who am I kidding? And then I wear it out and people are like, oh, that's different for you. And I'm like, shut up. I thought I could be this person and I know it's not working.
I'm a charlatan.
I'm a charlatan.
What a
Like,
caper.
what's the scenario in which I rock out there and I'm like, yeah, it's me and I'm wearing this and deal with it? Like, how do you do that? How do you own it? Is it just believing in yourself?
Are you asking me?
I'm just asking the room.
Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
the thing for me, like, you think that's hard. How do you think I feel when I have genuinely monstrous thoughts all the time and I'm like trying to make sure that the ones I say are ones that I can actually get away with?
Yeah.
I have no pity for you.
You don't have a filter. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's true. It's quite
yours
freeing.
falls out.
I suggest you try it.
I suggest you try it. Because Gus is
You
like,
big fuck.
and it's become a joke, but Gus is like, Gus's original comment about like, I wore something different one time, and he's like, that's bold.
That was what I said. It was a compliment. It didn't come out that way, and it's now become a catchphrase.
Bold's not a compliment.
No.
I think they were
Bold is
they were
brave,
shoes.
and brave is not a compliment.
I
shoes,
don't remember, but it's a joke between us now.
Yeah.
Whenever anyone's wearing something, it's like, oh, that's bold.
I had a friend at uni once who was just like, who I hadn't seen for a while, and she came up to me and she was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Hi," and we were having a conversation. She's like, "You look really healthy." I don't mean fat. I was like, I didn't think that's what you meant until you said that, and now I think that's definitely what you mean. I feel like there's so much in the like intonation of what you say that is like how you phrase something versus what you actually mean.
You're in an Airstream, man.
Oh shit! Why did I turn in the last second?
Oh, you're good though.
I totally agree. The one thing that throws me with this game is that just before you hit it, you try and overcorrect.
Yeah.
And then it just sends it off on a crazy direction.
Falling. I do like the idea of speed golfing though. Is Mario Golf like this?
Last
it
one
wants
tried.
to be.
Does it count your strokes?
No, the last one did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Nick, what about Pete was trying it. I didn't try it as well, but like a jump and forward flip as you hit to get a boost.
Yeah, it seemed to propel the ball a bit better, like Rocket League-y.
Yeah, doing a jump.
Do
and then
jump,
jump and then boost again.
AA and push, not boost.
AA and push.
Yeah.
I can barely say what I mean. Hidden meaning makes things
Like
harder.
jump and then jump.
No, I
and
mean you're
push
glowing.
forward.
Not like
yeah.
you're pregnant
Yeah.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The more you explain it, the worse it is. Totally.
I think I can dig out. Okay.
Oh no! I was second.
You're still second.
Give it a nice
You
big
got this.
turn.
Is it how many balls?
Pass it,
Pass it. Pass it. Pass it. Pass it. Pass it.
Tap it in. Tap it in. Fourth. Pathetic.
How do you pass? Are you just passing it to your teammate? Like,
No, you just pass it into the holes and pass.
Hit it, Jen.
We were Rocket Leaguing.
Are you are you on a team?
No, it's every man for himself.
You're
It's like golf.
You're on a team with yourself.
Calculated.
Got it.
Golf, the only game where you play against yourself? There's something that
No,
golf
there's
to
other
say.
there are other players.
That's true, you do play.
Yeah.
No, but
there's like
no,
a whole that's like tournaments based
There's
around
a
playing
phrase-
off against
That's
other
why
players.
Tiger Woods is the
There's a
greatest
phrase,
golfer of all
golf for
time.
sake.
Yeah.
It's not
Like-
everyone
It's like-
is the greatest golfer of all time. 'cause
Exactly.
They beat themselves.
Is there something in the fact that it's the only game where you like you're aiming for a goal that you cannot see a lot of the time?
Interesting, but they put a flag in it, don't they, Stephanie?
Yeah, but when you get a hole, when people get a hole in one, they're like just fucking.
They're hitting it towards the flag.
Yeah, but they can't see it.
Yeah, sometimes they can't see the flag. Sometimes it is far enough. That is true. Well, are we counting like? I guess we are counting games where it's like trying to put a ball into something because like tobogganing or something, you're not seeing.
How many other games with points can you play by yourself? Like, because you could go sailing by yourself, but I wouldn't say that's a sport you play by yourself. So it's like, huh?
Solitaire.
I was thinking
first.
Is that point based?
Solitaire?
Yeah.
No, I just said the first thing that came to my head.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, is golf unique?
Which happened to be first.
That's a mean line. Steph, you're up.
That's a good question,
Like,
though.
how many other sports can you say, I'm just going to go and play this sport without anyone else?
That says darts.
Darts?
Yep.
Darts is good.
Snooker?
Snooker, you got to play that someone else, don't you?
Not if
There's
not
probably
if
a
you
rule set for playing.
ace it or whatever they call it, where you get everything in one
It's
go.
like, but do you ever play like a tabletop
bowling.
board game and it's like it's got a version like it's
Wanking?
a version of this that you can play by yourself and then you play by yourself and you're like, yeah.
Bowling. A lot of people joking masturbating
That's
there.
always a little
but
bit.
it's getting less clever the more you say it.
What about
Unsatisfying.
Windsurfing is unsatisfying.
Playing a tabletop board game by yourself if it has a single player mode.
I do that sometimes. Yeah. There are some games that I played that are because it's like
Get the fuck out more, mate.
what the fuck do you think video games are?
Oh yeah, fair.
I'm wingspanning over here.
I'm
Or
wingspan.
do you just want to?
Oh, but I will be bad.
Glasses on.
No, I guess I was thinking more of an outdoor sport with a ball.
Yep.
I know I keep adding more things to it, but yeah, I just
You're being.
You're trying to prove your point by only making golf.
no bowling.
things with the
Bowling was a good one. That I was
Yeah,
like,
but the bowling balls are smooth, and a golf ball has the little divots in it. So what about a game that is outdoors
with
a ball that has divots?
hockey balls have divots in them.
No. See, hockey
golf.
is a puck.
Golf.
Holy shit!
Thank you.
First,
You should start
First.
Back pocket team.
yeah, get Vega in if you can.
This is now a team-based game where we're all working on a team together,
Shad, I think
and
you're
I
good.
am the goal shooter.
What do they call that in golf?
And
Ambrose.
everyone else.
Take the leading
Are the
players'
wings.
points. That's what you'd do.
I play skins.
Like you take your shirt off?
Shirts versus skins golf.
Yeah.
I won the whole.
It's not strip golf.
I play strip golf.
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing? That's a good one. If it's
No
most
bowler.
Point, is rock climbing
depends.
points based? I guess everything is points based.
No, but it's something you could throw a bag over your shoulder and say, "I'm off to go and do this sport." And
That's
they say, "Who
such
wins?" And you go,
a
"No one
Gus
else."
way of going about it.
And who am I
Throw
talking
a
about?
bag over your shoulder. It's such a visual
Lando, I'm off
way
to
to
play
think
a
about
sport.
something.
And make sure
Jeff, you're off.
Make sure you gotta
Accelerate,
be-
right trigger.
It's a bag of creams and lathers.
I'm taking my golf bag.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure you got your shoe shine kit.
Bag of cream.
Beta boost, Steph, and that's your ball.
Beat a boost.
What am I doing?
Beta boost.
You got to beat a boost.
A to jump.
Can't beat a boost.
Get that thing down the fairway.
Does anyone want a boost bar? There's a
I'm
few in the
doing.
studio.
Yeah, fuck me up.
Yeah, you want
Fuck me up, fam, with boost bar.
All right.
Steph, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh, I missed one.
Those get you boost. Pete will get you a boost. You want to stay on the
Like a boost bar?
Yeah, boost bar.
The worst chocolate? of
Oh,
all
Steph, I
time?
went through home.
Bad.
Yes, which is what I intended.
Shit, Steph. Oh my god.
Damn.
You
should have gotten better than fourth. You did.
Did you see I
She
did a-
did
did you see I
wait
did a
5
flip?
seconds on the line.
You would be first if you weren't sitting there for a minute.
Did you see I did a flip?
I saw the flip.
That was a race-inspired flip. I don't want this fucking shitty worst ever chocolate.
Yeah, they are hot.
I have TV snacks, which are slightly worse still, but at least
Well,
they're
these
small.
TV sacks suck. They're not like the sticks.
Are they old?
The malt sticks?
I think they're all. I think they're all shit.
I don't think TV snacks have
TV
ever
snacks
been good.
malt. Oh, can I tell you a great snack?
If I say no,
TV
What is it?
snack-
Is that it? Is it over?
No. There's three courses. You get so get a bowl, fill it half with TV snack malt sticks and half with salted pretzels.
Oh, yeah. Put salted pretzels with anything.
Oh.
Make
I
yourself a nice chicken vindaloo.
I just find it's like bland
Sprinkle through
biscuit.
some salty pretzels.
It's
I
bland
haven't-
biscuit covered in chocolate. I feel like there's so many.
You haven't tried it, have you?
There's so many better forms of chocolate biscuit out there.
Go, Chef, go.
The only thing that's good about TV snacks is that they're small.
And they're
I thought
probably
I only
healthier.
could boost when. Oh shit! I thought I could only boost when I had the power up.
No, you get a bar.
There's your ball.
When you run over these blue pads, it gives you boost. energy.
Shit! A tree. Oh, but it's a nice birch. 10 out of 10.
It's a nice bird.
Hey,
Get your beach ball. That
Pocket friends are definitely helping me here.
There is no helping.
Really?
This is a game you play by yourself.
Aren't they
Or
just-
with divots.
But aren't they just
Ball for the
avoiding
beach
the ball so that I can kick it?
No,
Or do
you
they-
can't.
Or do they have their own
Everyone's
balls?
got ghost balls.
They got their own ball.
Oh.
Good
Oh,
hit.
so I am doing okay then.
You're doing great.
Oh, I thought you were.
You slept on the starting line and came fourth.
Oh shit! I missed it. I thought you guys
Go,
were
Randy,
humoring
go.
me.
No,
Oh,
that's
I
pull the
missed
right,
it
pull the
again.
left trigger at some point, Stephanie. No.
Fuck. I fucked it.
What is
Pressure.
decided
Pressure.
decided direction.
The pressure was too much.
There you go.
No.
Oh my god.
Drive off the edge.
This is genuine. Yeah, give up.
It'll reset you.
It'll put you back in the fairway.
Hey!
Did it. Drive off the edge. Okay.
Imagine in real golf if you just kept missing.
Imagine in real life.
Do what I do. I do what I'm told. That's a ghost ball. That's not my ball.
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Not that way.
Hugaholic said, "Has anyone
But it
tried
says
the
the arrow-
raspberry Mars bar?"
The arrows are.
Raspberry. Oh, I've seen it advertised.
The arrows were pointing this way.
Nope. Whoa! Hey! A lucky fluke.
Excuse me.
It's all flukes. That was intentional? Was that intentional?
Well, I mean, I saw it was there and I was trying. I didn't think it was
You
going
gotta
to
go to the
land.
ball, mate.
But I got it. Where's the ball? Where do I see it? How do I find it?
There's a purple arrow on top of your car.
I see it. I see it.
You don't.
I see the arrow.
Okay, cool.
You did the
There's the
last
ball.
hole so much better than this
It was
one.
incredible. Beginner's luck.
Well, I mean, as I
the
tried
image
to
to the right.
explain to Peter earlier today, I'm not good at doing two things at once.
Yep.
And he was like, "Tell me about the shoot on Friday. Tell me all the details." And I was in the middle of playing.
Did he have a gun to your head? Tell me about this.
That's how he approaches conversation in general.
I know.
And so I was like, I was playing Rocket League.
Roller Champs.
Roller Champs, another game that I'm notoriously bad at.
You're amazing at this.
And I was trying to capture footage, and he was just like, tell me all the specific details. And I was like, I sent you an email with the details. And he's like, but you're right here, and you can just tell me. And I was like, yes, but I'm playing a game, and I can't do two things at once. And he was like,
So can I give you a piece of relationship advice? You know what would solve this?
Yep.
TV in the bedroom.
In the bed, not even in the bedroom.
Warm. You don't need an electric blanket. Just put a television in the bed.
Yep.
Turn
all
it
I'm
on.
saying is,
Put a CRT in there.
I was doing fine. I was doing fine when I didn't have so many distractions. And then you guys
Go, Steph, go.
Good night, Bojo. All right,
distracted
everyone
me
quiet.
so much.
Silence. Shh, quiet, please.
You can still give me instructions, but they
No.
just have to be small and like simple.
While we're doing this, because we are. Oh,
It's very distracting.
Fuck, Nick. I think you can do a little handbrakey with X, Steph. I'm helpful.
Steph drive off the edge.
There's your little handbrakey. Oh my god.
Literally drive off the edge.
What's that? What's that now? What's that noise?
You dodged a rocket.
kill everyone.
I dodged it. I fucking dodged it.
I'm in my cold. Crikey.
Right?
Steph, maybe get a run up.
Okay. I just want to quickly say,
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend watching the new Beavis and Butthead series.
I'm totally gonna
on
check
Bunzzz.
that. Yeah,
There's
for
two-
sure.
There's 2 episodes out so far.
You know who worked on that?
Meg.
Meg.
It's
Damn it.
incredible. It's so because it's just Beavis and Butthead. But there is in the first episode. I think it's the first episode. They start watching ASMR. Because you know how they used to do the reactions to the music videos? They now do reactions to TikTok and YouTube videos.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No.
And they start watching an ASMR video, and as they're watching it, they start whispering to themselves and their whole conversation. It's brilliant.
So has no one?
She went after it.
Well, I went after the ball. Has no one won yet?
Someone won a long time ago, Steph.
Oh, so it's just me. Why
You
does
got
it
8 seconds
end?
left.
There's the
Yeah,
hole.
it does.
There's the hole.
You can make it.
5 seconds. Big kick. Big kick. Big boost. B. Boost. Big kick.
Keep forgetting about B.
Oh, that's actually going to go in.
That's going to do it.
No. They fall short. It falls short. It doesn't maintain momentum.
Quiet stream, best stream, not full. You beat Dolphin Pants.
You beat Dolphin Pants.
Where am I?
He did not fuck. 6 out of 7.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Bad at all.
For your first go?
Not bad for my first go.
Good.
What did I win?
A boost bar.
Leave the party.
Are we done?
So
Yeah, we are. Well, maybe.
but I want to.
Gus is like, we're
Well,
never
maybe.
done.
Well, I didn't get a go with the run.
Thank you for your quiet instructions.
Not with Dolphin Front.
I was going to say we need to end the show. But before we ended the show, a couple of things we need to do. One, thank you to Nicritex for yesterday.
Yep.
Where we ran. Was it yesterday? It was. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I've been on this show all fucking week.
Yeah, I know. Well, it has been. How do you think Pete and I feel?
How do you think we feel,
Saturday,
Stephanie?
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
No, you didn't. You didn't do this show on Tuesday, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that
Do
doesn't
another
count.
show.
I do other shows.
But yes, we have been.
I pay for your
very
bed
long
TVs
time.
with that money.
Bed TVs.
Thank you to Nicritex for a really fun campaign.
Yep.
Can't
That
wait
was
to see
great.
where
Part
goes.
2 coming soon.
Part 2 coming soon, and part 1 coming to YouTube soon over the weekend. Obviously, you can watch the VOD on Twitch as well if you just hit back pocket.
And we
on the
figured
page
that,
right
and we figured the best one to start with was a sort of semi-traditional D&D campaign. But we have ideas to do like how to host a murder style thing.
You have that idea.
It's a great idea.
It's awesome.
Oh, no, wait. You want to do it at the dinner party, which we don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. of.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. I just think the dinner party will be boring if no one gets murdered.
I mean, that's true. But I think a boring dinner party is a successful dinner party in general.
The one where you can, at the end of it, you're like,
Where excitement is.
So what's the dinner party where no one gets murdered in your minds?
It is this show, but we're all dressed up fancy having dinner.
And there's
It just, sounds,
clunches in
it
front
just
of
sounds
us.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
it's
also
dinner
we're eating in
parties.
front of people all the time.
Here's my thing. If we have a murder at that dinner party thing, the expectation for what that is now through the roof. Like it needs to get solved. There needs to be like writing around
Squibs.
this.
Can't
Yeah.
it just
It
be-
wouldn't need to get solved if it happened live on camera.
Oh, like we know who did it. It was
it's just a brutal
Someone just gets
murder
murdered
on the
right at
table.
the end of the
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But I understand that you want it to be something separate. But talking about dice and drama, I feel like to follow a how to host a murder dinner party format would be awesome. Because without the dinner, it would be more like the thing that we're trying to figure out logistically is there's a lot to those games that involves people having conversations by themselves, which is difficult in this format.
It's difficult in this room. It's not too difficult in a virtual setup.
I tend to feel like I'm talking to myself in here sometimes.
All you're saying
Is that directed
give him a
at
closer.
me?
Yeah, that was a shot through the heart.
Because I feel like that's just that sometimes I find it difficult to not follow a certain thought because that's how I communicate. And
I just felt like I get ignored. That was the point.
by everyone or by me?
Oh, everyone. Chat.
I never ignore
Because
you.
I feel like I've spent a lot of time in spaces with people who talk a lot in general and are strong personalities, and I've had to fight to be heard in those scenarios.
Very cool.
So I feel like now Barjo, I would say also.
Thank you very much.
Barjo's gone to bed, so now he can't defend himself.
And but I would say just group situations in general, and it's like a skill over time. I've learned that if I don't speak over people when everyone's talking, then I don't, because that's what everyone does, then I don't get heard.
Of course.
But I feel like you have been like, it sounds bad for people to listen to 4 people talking at once. We all need to not do that, but you're the only
Post-show
one.
conversation.
I found I saw a joke.
3 ones in post-show.
I saw a joke and was like, I'll say the thing that makes me sound like I had.
Yeah, but you brought up something too real.
I think I did. I think I really.
The irony is the
good
one time we
conversation.
all listened to you, you fucking killed the show.
No, I think it's like a valid social thing. I think everyone has
But
that
it's
stuff.
post-show conversation. We'll continue in the
We
post-show.
will. We'll have this
You're
conversation.
trying to end the
Absolutely.
show. You're trying to end the show.
Yeah.
The D&D thing was fantastic. We all had crazy characters.
Who are you?
I was Mangus the Titular.
Who are you again? No, who are you?
I was Mangus the Titular. You were.
No, who the fuck are you? And what are you doing on this couch?
Oh, now he's got a bit.
I was, I don't know, Spiros Hellballs.
Surfer dude.
Heroes Hellballs. Flet Shaft.
Hex Scardy.
I've finally figured out how to... Yeah, that was so funny, the neck tattoo.
That's right, the neck.
Xbox the Troll.
Yeah.
I was a half orc if you were paying attention. And actually
half.
it wasn't, apparently. Only the top half.
I actually
That's right.
figured out how to
That's right, the top
how to
half.
play D&D during that night, which hopefully
And it was
little
fun.
more things I'll be able to improve for the next go around as well.
Well, yeah, part 2 that
Diarrhea stuff.
Sorry?
massive
The diarrhea stuff.
The what?
diarrhea.
What do you feel like you need to improve?
Oh, right.
You're magnificent.
No, committing to a character, like all 3 of you had like a vibe, particularly you were very strong, like this is just how I approach all conversations. And I realized I didn't have that, but I've thought of what that could be for me because I think it developed over the course of the thing.
So
Which is basically, since my character is a stripper.
I was about to say, I thought your vibe was that you wanted to fuck everything.
Yeah, well, that was one thing. But
now he's got an annoying voice.
But as I get more naked, I got smarter.
Yeah.
Because I would solve problems and I would become more intelligent the less clothes I wore.
clothes or-
And then the more clothes I have on, the dumber I was.
I love
So
it.
I was really dumb at the beginning and then I got smart at the end solving puzzles.
You shouldn't have revealed that. That would have been a wonderful,
That's your dark secret.
My dark secret. My dick is in my brain. My brain is in my dick. I'm just a dick brain. Okay, thank you very much to the mods for making tonight possible as well. That's Gat, Syntax Error, Kit Carnage, Lizdalia, Sithcat, Phoenix Align, Disturbed 778, Jex, Caboose, and What the Shark. Yep, you.
I just want to do a massive thank you shout out to the people who've been supporting the Q Cancer Foundation since we started the show.
awesome.
Heaps of people reached out and gave money. Steedsy, Agent Triple, Eric, El Bueno, Paul, Papa BMAC, Bort47, Snail XD, The Balance, Evil Spy Boy, and Black Death, all giving massive donations there. If you still want to do that, you can. You can use this QR code that you see at the bottom there. I'm running
we
City
winning?
to Surf on Sunday, running on behalf of Back Pocket for Cure Cancer. We've raised heaps of money, and hopefully we can get
Are we
some more.
winning?
Are we winning?
Are we winning?
We might be winning. We're getting close to winning. We might be top, if everyone really digs deep, we might be the top donator as Back Pocket for the Cure Cancer website and win globally, first, as Nick would say, globally. But that's not the reason we're doing it. But it's not bad.
It's the best. It's the reason you're doing it.
No, No, I'm doing it because I want to help us amazing
I think
cause
the end
and come first at that
the
cause.
end justifies the means, right? So in this
Totally.
case, it's like if we can do it as a competition as long as the money ends up going.
Totally.
It's like we want to cure cancer, but also we want to win.
And also, like, there are
best
people that try really hard at marathons and shit, and you're not going to do that.
No.
So you're not going to win the marathon, but you could win
It's
this.
not a marathon. It's 14Ks.
What is it?
All right,
third of a
talk to us
marathon?
after the marathon, mate.
So
Okay.
thank you, everyone. You've been awesome.
But,
Marathon's like 40-something.
as well, we
It's about a third then.
Speaking of a marathon, we did a marathon show on Saturday night for
Smooth.
fundraising for our content goals. We smashed every single one. We had to keep adding them. We smashed nearly every single one.
Thank you.
Steph's short film. is
Stephanie's
still there.
film.
It has gone up over the course of the night, though. We raised $26,500 thanks to you guys, which is... We thought we would get like 7 max.
The dinner party was a joke.
The dinner
And
party
I
was
think
a joke.
I did. This is a crop of Gat's wonderful build, and I didn't crop properly the right there, which is Dream PC donated $250 during this
Come
show.
on, Dream P. After everything
that
you said
rate?
about you groping the PCs before you
Okay,
set them off.
but if the short film gets made, there's a little Dream
Little
PC,
Dream PC
little
reference.
in there.
Yeah. Whoever gets killed, get killed by being bludgeoned with a Dream PC.
By a graphics
By a
card.
sexy computer.
Now I'll be watching the death tracker. I mean, the build tracker the whole time.
But one of the perks in the new Top Stitcher tier on the reworked Patreon was that you got your name included in the end show credits. We didn't have end show credits before. We did that weird talking through thing, but we do now. Pete, play out the traditional 90s cartoon kid credits. Squish me over on the thing and we'll read them out.
We get squished!
Back Pocket wants to give a big special thanks to all of our Top Stitch patrons, including our Pockety Wrangler Datillo, Gus's Beard Wrangler Dump Days, the Department of Donuts is a Hungry Tree and Honey Bun Bun. The Bot Lubricators are We Are Robots and Limbot. The Foot Severer is Moth Captain. Foot Liquor is It's Jap. The costume department is thanks to Oranishi. Remover of foot from Gus's mouther is Babbling Boffin. The back pocket legal team is Akarash, and Nick's own legal team for his stupid dumb mouth is BuriBuri. Head technician is Kane Lavos. Scardy Groomer is Glowing Might. Gaming department is MPod18. Naming department Osnaminator. Best boy is Ivore. Worst boy is Evil Spy Boy. Boxy boy is Boxy. The Scardy feeders are BTNano, and Super Studios Scardy Breeders are Slowponk and Zeke. Scardy Wranglers are Bifurus and Snail XD, and the Worm Wangler is, of course, Toxichalk. Pete's Cable Guy is Wolsey. World Design thanks to A. Timothy. Gaffer Holder of Gaffer Tape is B. Mac. Steph's Attention Grabber is Peyton Kilgour. Assistant to Steph Attention Grabber when she loses attention is Dazzy86. The Fire Starting Department is Ninja Pyro. The Steam Refunder is thanks to Jazzles. Our Stunt Coordinator for Backflips is RhysWild. Community Hot Boy is Nigrotex, and his Hot Boys are the Coastal City and Avexia. Assistant Remover for Sugar from Coke is Kaylee Kool-Aid. Executive Show Canceller is Raj. Remover of Sass is Sassless. Replacer of Sass is Mac and Dagda. The House Band is Muso for Hire and Middle C. The Environmental Officer is A Hungry Tree. The Dinosaur Supervisor is Phil Tippett. Bird Supervisor is Loki Cat. And a big thank you to the Groper of PCs, Dream PC.
Yeah! Nice!
So,
Oh, I loved that.
it's a race to the finish.
It is.
There's two things. You really got to kick off when it starts. Also, I think Hungry Tree got 2 mentions in there. Was also environments.
Environmental. Yeah.
And was further up in the list as well. Got a
All
double
right.
mention.
Double mention for Hungry
That
Tree.
might save us a breath in there. as well.
You'll get there. You'll smoothly sail through next week.
Yeah, totally. But,
But the idea is sound.
Yeah.
I loved it.
We are going to be back with more Back Pocket next week. On Monday's news show, confirmed, we have Lana Baczynski is coming on as the guest on the show. She is one of the lead animators at Riot. So she's going to be joining us for the news on Monday for the podcast at 10:30. She's guested on a couple of podcasts. That you've been on as well. DLC. You were on it. I've been on it a couple of times. She's phenomenal, and she and I sort of like connected over Twitter. And I asked her if she wanted to come on, and she said yes. So very
cool.
Cool. All right.
What is it?
It's cool. Cool. First. We're done. The post show starts now, and it's going to be pretty short.
All right, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Let's back it out.